my darlings. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? How is everything? Are you well? Are you guys having a wonderful Thursday? This is just a random shit. I don't know. I did a test stream this afternoon, and somehow I think I got the bug. I should actually be sitting down editing some sort of compilation of Ali Darwa's idiotic actions, but I don't know. Just got the bug. Just wanted to do a little stream, and here we are. We did it. Oh, we have people in his house already. Big up to Mighty Thor. I'm gonna call you a Mighty Thong. Cognitive Dissidents. Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen you, Mr. Dissident. I'm missing your videos, man. I don't know. Are you uploading still? And Yeti, big up Yeti. Big up everyone who is chatting or in the house, viewing, whatever it is you're doing, man. Do whatever the hell you want. Okay, first and foremost, I'm gonna make this an open panel show, so just start throwing out the link there more or less straight away. I think the link is already in the underpants section below if you haven't seen it, but if you really haven't seen it, there it is. I'm gonna pin this big boy right up here, so anyone who wants it can jump on. What are we talking about? Okay, before we get any panelists up in this biatch, let's discuss the topics it just hit me. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't even like I'm not upset, just disappointed. You know, that old adage that your mom tells you when you fuck up so badly that she just doesn't know what else to do. Yeah, I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed, and that's really what I'm going with on this one, because of what I just saw. Apparently, the MTV VMA Awards is still a thing. Apparently, MTV is still a thing. You guys remember? Are you guys from the 90s and the 80s? Do you remember MTV? Because I haven't seen dick from MTV for like at least 15 years. I didn't even know it was still going. I didn't realize MTV was still a thing. Yeah, no, we haven't found a hard-ended sex worker for Raj. I don't think Raj needs it. I think Raj is good. I think Raj has been laid. I'm gonna go with Raj has been laid at least once in his lifetime, minimum once. I've got a feeling. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a Raj time. I think he has, and I don't think it's a prostitute either. I think it's a legit, possibly girlfriend stroke love interest. I don't know. What am I talking about? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. I shouldn't even be paying attention to you guys. You're distracting me from my goal. I'm talking about the MTV VMA Awards, and this happened. Yeah, this actually happened. Let me bigger it. Yeah, Madonna did because this was like some kind of some sort of anniversary, 40th anniversary of the MTV VMA Awards, or some sort of anniversary something, and they had all the, I guess, the people who originally were at the first VMA Awards. But Madonna, love, what are you doing? You realize Madonna is 60, what did I Google it at? 63 years old. 63 years old. The woman was born in 1958. You're 63 years old, love. What is this? This is not your thing anymore. You should be in like a cardigan now. This is not where you should be at. Holy smokes! Okay, we got a customer. Okay, I'm gonna let you on, but to be honest with you, you're gonna have to shut up for a while until I finish my rant. Okay, who is this? Hello. What's your name and where you come from, number one? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm sorry, your time here is going to be very limited if you're not going to talk. I just need an intro for a second, and then I can. Oh God. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. You're not talking. I'm checking you off. Hello. My mic's broken. Okay, if your mic's broken, then why are you jumping on the panel for then, dude? Just sit in the side chat and talk. Yeah. Just. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh God, it's another troll, dude. I'm in the middle of my monologue. I don't need trolls. I don't need high. Your voice is like insanely. Okay, there's two scenarios. Okay, you're either too young to be here, or you're fucking with me, and you're squeezing. You're making your voice all squeaky and chipmunky. So either way, you're getting off because both those scenarios mean you're fucking around. What is the deal? Is that your voice, or are you fucking with me, or are you actually like a 12-year-old child who's jumped on this panel? What's going on? Clarify for me quickly, or your time is limited. 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, you're done. Okay, we're back. We're going back to our monologue here, man. Trolls, man, trolls. Okay, where were we? Madonna. Yeah, Madonna, 63-year-old grandmother, potential grandmother. I mean, there's a very good chance you'll be a grandmother by this age. Do you really want your grandchildren to watch you like this? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many women, kids Madonna has adopted now. How many of the children of Zimbabwe and Ethiopia she's currently got running around, but I'm pretty sure none of them want to see this. Nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to see this. I mean, I don't know about her kids, but nobody else wants to see this. Oh, or it's a hamster power. Yeah. You would, Thor. You would like that. Okay. Oh fuck! It's trending. I don't know what's trending. Anyway. Yeah. And also, yeah, we were joined by Cyndi Lauper. Now, thank God, Cyndi Lauper, who's also 68, did at least dress more conservative, I guess. I don't know what passes. I guess if a woman has about 85% of her body covered, that passes for conservative these days. It doesn't matter if it's in leather clads or anything else. But again, Miss Lauper, you're 68. Dressed like a 68-year-old. What is this? I mean, I know you're on MTV and I guess you're supposed to be hip, but you're not really. No, you don't have to be hip. You know what's hip? It's aging gracefully. Now, speaking of people who refuses to age gracefully, there's also that lady in the middle. And now this is a much younger photo, I'm sure, than that. And I think it's photoshopped anyway. But Cher, generally, I just want to point out to Cher. I mean, this woman has had more plastic surgery than I would presume most of Thailand put together. In fact, the entire country of Thailand and all its transgender individuals, the lady boys, have probably had less surgery than Madonna, than Cher. So let's not kid ourselves. This woman's skin, there's probably like some mountain of skin piled up somewhere in a surgeon's office right now, which is basically enough to make another human being that has been taken off Cher over the years. They just keep stretching and stretching and stretching. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's probably got some decent surgeons, but you do realize Miss Cher here, Miss Cher is 75 years old. 75 years old. What 75-year-old even looks close to this? Let me get another image up in here so we can take a gander at Cher here. This is 75. My God, her skin has been stretched so much. I think there's no more to be stretched. I mean, 75. You're you're really pressing it now. I mean, how much more? She literally, I don't think she can frown. I think that is her permanent expression. I don't think this is her smiling. I think that's just how she is now. Because the skin has been pulled back so much, she's incapable of not smiling. I mean, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, Cher was a very very pretty woman. She's gorgeous back in this era. Let me bring this one up. Back in this particular era, the Sonny and Cher period. Cher was a beautiful woman. No denying it. But how much more do you have to pull the skin back? Every time she smiles, her stockings pull up. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know, but yeah, this is a 75-year-old woman. This is 75. Actually, this was in 2018. This photo, so she was a few years younger then. But now she's 75. Oh Lord, have mercy. But anyway, either way, these three ladies. Oh no, that's my next segment. Damn it, you're ruining my segment. Yeah, these three ladies, they need to recognize you ladies are old now. You have to bow off the stage gracefully. This is so mutton dressed like lamb is unbelievable. I mean, Madonna, you can't pull this shit off anymore. You're done. You're done. This isn't even appealing to 60-year-old men. I mean, don't get me wrong, for a 63-year-old, would you smash? I think I would. I still would smash, but I'm not sure how much. I might put her hip out. I'm worried about her hip dislocating on me. And the same with Cyndi Lauper. I guess we really have to find out, would you smash, yes or no? All of them have had surgery. There's no way these women have not had facelifts. They've all had facelifts. There's not a single Botox, facelifts, the lot. I mean, there's not a single wrinkle on that forehead. There's no fucking way that these women are running natural here. They're running dirty. They're gonna catch me rolling dirty. So yeah, we can all be assured that these ladies are not doing well. But what I'm actually, I mean, as much as these women are mutton dressed as lamb, and they refuse to go into the dark quietly, what I'm more disappointed about is actually this shit. As I was looking up the MTV VMA Awards photos of Madonna, I came across this fucking thing. What is this? And this? What the hell is this? What the fuck is going on? Are these the men that the West is producing? This is what the West is producing now. And then we got Erendor in the house. Big up Erendor. Erendor, you wonder why you're losing the West? You're losing the West because this is your men now. This is what's happening to most of your men. Okay? This is the shit that your men are wearing. There's a reason. There's a reason the West is falling. You know that old saying. I keep saying it. I've been saying it for fucking ages now. Joe Rogan, one of my friends posted a video of Joe Rogan said like that was original. Like, fuck Joe Rogan. I said it at least a year or two before he did, and actually even I got it from a guy called Tequila Watch, Simon. So even it's not my original, but you know what they say. Hard times make strong men. Strong men make good times. Good times make weak men. Weak men make hard times. Remember that shit. Engrave that shit into your skull. Because that is where we're at, people. We're at that stage. These are not strong men by any stretch, on any level, by any standards. You would not rate these people as strong. Oh, of course, they would say, oh, look, strong and beautiful, brave and beautiful. Look how brave, how beautiful these men are. That they're in touch with their masculinity, so they can wear a fucking dress. By the way, this guy looks remarkably like Eddie Murphy from Coming to America, when he made that film when he was on that stage, Sexual Chocolate. Sexual Chocolate. I'm telling you, this is Sexual Chocolate. Hold on. Let me bring this up. This is, oh my god, it's uncanny. It's absolutely uncanny. The image. Let me. Oh, come on. Let me bring this. Look at this. This is Eddie Murphy taking the piss. Sexual Chocolate. Sexual Chocolate. Loving you. No. What do they call it? Everyone. Yeah, that's the children song. I don't know the words though to that. Let me see if I can find. Oh, damn it. Yeah, actually, let me see if I can. Look at this. This was Eddie Murphy taking the piss in 1984, whenever Coming to America was made. This is now. This is Eddie Murphy taking the piss. Randy Watson, Sexual Chocolate. And this guy, he's wearing this unironically. He's not wearing this in an ironic manner to take. This is unironically, he's wearing this. And this is Eddie Murphy. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. I don't even know who this guy is. I'm not even sure. Is this like, who is this man? I have no idea. I just saw the image, and while I was looking for Madonna's image, when I was looking for this, and I came across this shit, and also this one as well. Holy shit balls! Holy shit balls! These are the 21st century men. 21st century men of the Anglosphere, shall we say? The Anglosphere, is that how we can say that? Fuck me, man. Fuck me. Do you think if we're invaded right now by a strong nation, will we survive? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure we would survive an invasion by a nation right now. I mean, thank fuck for technology, man. That's all I have to say. Thank fuck for technology, because that's the only way that we're gonna be able to win any wars anymore. You know, let the robots kill them, because we ain't producing no soldiers here. We're not producing soldiers, people. We're producing Sexual Chocolate. Randy Watson, that boy's good. Boy's good and bad. Randy Watson, Sexual Chocolate. This is the fucking parodies and jokes of the past are becoming reality now. It's indistinguishable what's parody and what is real. We can't fucking tell anymore. You can't fucking tell. We've lost all sense of what is real and what is a fucking joke. It's remarkable. Holy crap. Let me see if I can find more of these images, because there was a whole fucking catalog of this guy's fucking shit when I was looking. There was a whole catalog. Let me find this guy's. Oh my god. Oh Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Where is it? Yeah. Look at this. There was a whole catalog. These are the men These are the men the West is producing. Fuck me. Are we fucked or what? We be fucked, people. Just pray that there's no invasion by any serious army anytime soon. It's alright. It's alright. We've got drones. We've got Patriot missiles. We've got Apache fucking helicopters. Basically a death machine. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. We'll make it. Big up to Curly Whirly. So yeah, that was it really. That was it. That was my rant over. Anyone want to jump on the panel, feel free. The link is in the underpants section and also in the pinned bar up here. Anyone want to talk about muttons dressed as lamb like this? Anyone who want to discuss the VMAs or any other subject whatsoever? The death of Europe, the death of the West, actually, is what I'm thinking here. By the way, if anyone thinks that like we're not fucked when it comes to the military, because there'll be real men, manly men in the military. These are your military. This is your military right now. Okay, this is what's happening in your military as well. Yeah, they're making jumpsuits for fighter pilots, so that pregnant fighter pilots can still fly. That's what they're doing in that department. So if you think your military is safe, it ain't. Oh, Omar Sheikh. Who is Omar Sheikh? Hello, Mr. Sheikh. Hello, Mr. Omar Sheikh.
Hi, Banksy.
How are you? How are you, sir? Do I know you? Do we know each other? I don't think we've spoken.
We met on Speaker's Corner. Yes.
All right, nice. Ooh, little sound, little issues with the microphone there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just that there seems to be an issue there. So what do you think, my good sir? Let me. What are your thoughts on the imagery that I have produced, and the conversation, or is there any other subjects you wanna discuss?
I'm quite keen to talk to you more about the Ali Dawa drama with Apostle.
Yeah, that is going to be a major topic of tomorrow's show, but nevertheless, okay, sure, go ahead. We're here now.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts?
Well, it just I've been sort of watching the drama with some sort of amusement. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you've watched the debate, the so-called debate that they had.
Yes.
And the fallout since. And actually, what I'm surprised about is the negative reaction from the Muslim community. I mean, it was so bad that even Muslims who are typically quite quiet about these things, they've actually commented negatively. And there's actually been other Muslim Dawa members who've criticized Ali Dawa.
Wow.
And I've actually got. It's actually been so bad because the way it came across is that Ali Dawa was just essentially, it was just an insult match between the two of them, and this weird sort of WWE behavior where Ali Dawa was acting arrogantly. It was so cringeworthy that even Muslims couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, when you say the Dawa, because I haven't heard anything, although I don't really follow Hamza, but I haven't really followed. I mean, when you say Dawa, do you mean the people who actually go to Speaker's Corner Dawa, or are you talking about the general online sort of Muslim Dawa?
In terms of criticism, or
the critiques.
So there's been two things. So there's been public criticism by general Dawa figures across YouTube, which you can find the videos on, and there's also been private, because what the typical thing is about Muslims is you're not supposed to criticize each other publicly.
Of course. Don't cover your brother's sins, kind of business.
Yeah. So all criticism has to be done privately. But what I've heard, even Mohammed Hijab has done a video yesterday that there's been extensive discussion with Ali Dawa about what happened. And I mean, I think you know how these guys work. every sort of video, every sort of meeting is planned. There's groups of them. So Hamza Sortis, you might know him.
Yeah,
Muhammad
yeah.
Hijab, Smile to Jannah, Muhammad Zishan. These are all like these YouTube Dawa figures that also go to have been on Speaker's Corner. They meet together quite often because they have to promote the image of Islam. And if there's any problem, yeah. But with Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawa, they're seen as a bit of how do I say it? They're a bit roguish because they're more of these more outspoken, more like these like entertainment types.
Yeah. And they have these flamboyant sort of personality types, and they do these like flamboyant showmanship kind of shows rather than more serious academics dawa.
Yeah, and I think with Ali Dawa, just in terms of a lot of the time, these guys are really repressed. They have all this aggression within them, and everything that they do, even this criticism today, like. This was purposeful in terms of the debate to insult apostate prophet. It was all done on plan because, and it's just a way of a valve for all their aggression. For example, they actually use a hadith where Abu Bakr, who was like the second caliph, who was insulted, and then he insulted that person back by saying, "Go suck a clit."
Yes, this was go suck your goddess. I think he was talking about some kind of their pagan goddess, and he says go and fillet the goddess.
It's Allah is that pagan goddess, and so these guys, because they're so angry, they have to have event. They do it with so much enjoyment and they do it with so much vigor because they're so angry and they think, okay, I can get to. I've got Allah behind me. I've got Islam behind me. I've got this excuse. And, tactically, it was completely the wrong thing because the problem with that attitude was that everybody was watching YouTube, even non-Muslims.
Yes.
They're not going to understand. They're not going to understand that hadith. All they're going to see is this idiot on screen insulting, just being a dick. And he's representing Islam.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, even if they didn't use the hadith, you can, the grape eating, the grabbing the handful of, I don't know, whatever seeds or whatever it was, shoving it in his mouth and chomping on the mic and drinking. These were just behaviors of someone who has no manners. You would think even if you were sitting at a dinner table or in the man's living room just having a conversation, casual conversation, the way he was eating and drinking, it's just like, dude, were you raised in a barn? What is this? How do you actually eat like this in the real world?
But and it was like, but it was so frustrating to watch. It was like, and it's like I was trying to think, why do this? It's like the fact that the idea that you actually pissed off Muslims, even to actually failed that badly.
Well, because he was there representing Muslims. He wasn't. Of course, he's gonna. I mean, I would be amazed if any Muslim isn't truly pissed off because you are representing me effectively. Because there's hundreds of thousands of people are going to see this video eventually. No matter how you even his own edits, which I was watching some of his because I want to see how biased he edited it. He still looks bad. He looks bad in his own video.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't even make yourself look good in this.
Yeah. And I think that's what Apostate Prophet wanted. He didn't really want a debate either. He just wanted to show, Ali Dawa for who he really was. And it's just like such a big defeat because he represents Islam. And it's like that now, as you say, that those clips are all over. Like David Wood has I think posted it. Many critics of Islam are just going to use that.
Well, yeah, I mean this thing's going to run for I would say for months for sure, but possibly even years. This will be in the archives of Ali Dawa's antics, and anytime from now on, anything any conversation with him, this will pop up because the problem is, like. Not long ago, Muhammad Hijab managed to get an interview or sit down, a talk with Jordan Peterson. Now, Jordan Peterson is a heavy hitter in this realm and on the internet. Millions of people view his footage. And so if you want to, if Ali Darwa, and in a weird way, Muhammad Hijab is now going to be tainted also by Ali Darwa's antics. But then the thing is, I don't think Jordan Peterson sat down and watched some of Ali Darwa's and Muhammad Hijab's antics when he talked to what's his name, Christian Prince. Did you see those ridiculous antics when they were talking to Christian Prince?
I've been watching Muhammad Hijab for a long time. I've seen all of his antics. I've seen what he did to Jedi. I mean, ridiculous. The type of chasing him around.
Yeah, at the park. Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for the moment. I was like, okay, like once he did that, I was like, Muhammad Hijab is done. Like, because you can't do stuff. You can't be a public figure you can't be a respected. And like anybody else who had like a teacher or somebody else, a representative, they would have to resign because you can't. Even if you're in the right, you can't go around intimidating and chasing them on the path.
It's just you're not going to be taken seriously in any philosophical or any serious debates. And also, go on.
I was sorry to interrupt. I was wondering, like, why hasn't Jordan Peterson? Didn't he look at any of this? And I realized he doesn't actually care. Actually, Jordan Peterson doesn't even care. The reason Jordan Peterson was actually harassed into this debate.
Well, that's it. That's exactly it. He was Ali Darwa and possibly Muhammad Hijab. Well, Muhammad Hijab certainly, and Ali Darwa possibly sent their goons, their trolls, to hound Peterson with messages of you have to talk to Muhammad Hijab. You have to talk to Muhammad Hijab in order to basically hound him into. Like, okay, this guy's obviously somebody. I'm getting 30 messages an hour telling me to talk to Muhammad Hijab. He must be someone. And I guarantee you that Peterson had no time to sit down and research Muhammad Hijab in any depth. So he just looked at his YouTube channel. Okay, he's got a few 100,000 followers, and he's clearly a prominent figure. He's maybe even watched the debate with David Wood or something, some very shallow, sort of low-level research, and then went straight into that interview, into that sort of chat. And so he hasn't seen. But the thing is, even during the chat with Peterson, Ali Darwa went into that ridiculous recitation of the Quran in Arabic, and Peterson himself said, when do you think that this is? Why did you think this was appropriate to do this now?
Yes, that was hilarious. That was
Peterson called him out on that because he even noticed this is a bit weird and strange, and he just went into like singing the Quran. And the thing is, his singing voice is terrible, so he had to, like, if you look at the original versus Muhammad Hijab's edit, he auto-tuned his version, so it sounds better.
Are you talking about the cosmic skeptic debate where he?
No.
At the end?
No. I'm talking about when Muhammad Hijab talking to Jordan Peterson, he decided to recite the Quran, and you know how when you recite it, it's kind of like it's in a song form. Well, because he was out of tune on the original, if you look at Muhammad Hijab's edit, the version he puts, the version he puts up, he's auto-tuned it.
Oh my God.
He's ran his voice through an auto-tune because it is, you can see, you know how auto-tuners sound a little bit robotic at times when the voice of the original person is out of tune. It kind of has that little weird thing going on where you can tell there's something going on. It has a slight robotic sense to it. Go and watch Muhammad Hijab's version of the Quran recitation with Jordan Peterson, and go and watch the original. He has auto-tuned his version. This is how messed up this individual is. It's crazy. It's crazy the shit these guys get up to. Sorry, there's another person. Oh, Ralph is up on us. Good evening, Mr. Masalmani. Wassalamu alaikum.
I heard the stories about grapes, and I thought I could
technically, this is supposed to be all last tomorrow night, but for some reason, it's happening tonight. It's gone off tonight. Yeah. We're just discussing with Omar here that a lot of Muslims are actually now calling him out. Now, I would imagine the people like CS Dawa or SC Dawa, the Dawa teams, they're not publicly saying a thing. I haven't seen a single video, or at least, I mean, I don't follow them too closely.
I like to torture myself, so I do watch them, and they'll never say anything publicly, but they have made little comments here and there, like the biggest is Mohammed Hijab's little rant he had. He just said, "Oh, people have." He was like, because so many of his followers are annoyed. He even had to say people have talked, but they've said it in like sort of nice language, or people are talking to him privately. I promise you. But the fact that he said that speaks volumes. And I actually think there's a lot of really pissed off Dawa members at Speaker's Corner at Ali Dawa, because he's ruined the reputation of Islam. It's so big because this is so many. They didn't take into account there'd be millions of non-Muslims watching it, and they won't get the context of where Ali Dawa is coming from. So it's, and as you said, this ridiculous, WWE tactics as well. It's
I think that's really the first and last time we're going to see one of these incidents. I want to call it an incident.
The incident. The thing is, they've done it before. They did it with Christian Prince when they actually did the Christian Prince interview, and so. It's not. I don't think this is going to be the last of it, because they don't think that this is a bad thing. These guys are convinced this is not a bad thing.
I don't think it's going to be the last of it, but I think that's because these guys are out of control. There's no sort of hierarchy. There's no sort of pope or something. They've got.
Well, have you ever seen the police vans when they show up where they got incident management? So hey, become Hassan.
Big up Hassan. Hassan, you got your camera on. You're cool with that.
Management going on, right? It's been incident management.
Yeah. They have to get their PR agents out now. There'll be a statement by their PR company. we regret what took place. That kind of shit. How's it going, Hassan? Are you okay?
No grapes were crushed during the making of
no grapes were harmed during the making of this video. All grapes eaten were consensual. Consent forms were written by all members and the grapes involved. But yeah, sorry, Hassan, your microphone is slightly out. Are you talking, or are you gone?
No,
he's good. He's good.
Mention. Has anyone found that Cressida Dick's alien? Is that what people have been talking about on the panel, or what's the topic at the moment? I've just
no, it's Ali Dawa. We're talking about Ali Dawa and his performance with Apostate Prophet. Have you seen that?
Yeah, no, I saw the one with Mohammed Hijab. I'm just assuming it was just a relay of what he said.
No, this one is a bit. No, this one is different in the sense of the way Ali Dawa performed. I suggest have a quick look at that and then jump back.
It's jaw dropping.
Yeah, it is. It's worth at least the first 10 minutes of it, just to get a grip.
I don't want to watch that.
Sorry, Omar.
No, I just say Ali Dawa's. In terms of criticizing Islam, Ali Dawa has done more than anybody like Apostate Prophet could ever do. He's had more success.
Well, more to damage the reputation of Islam than Apostate Prophet could ever do. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't know how this translates over, especially in the Middle East. Now, I don't know about British.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on.
What's happened so far with Ali Dawa?
Well, what he did was he did like a sit down talk with Muhammad. As in, how do you mean? Like any repercussions?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is no direct. Sorry, go on.
He would have had a private meeting with the Dawa members at Speaker's Corner, or that's Hamza Sortis, that's Mohammed Hijab. There's some other figures.
All orchestrated shit.
They all work together behind the scenes, like on the Dawa scene. It's really coordinated.
But do you think this would have been discussed, that I'm going to eat grapes, I'm going to just treat...
No, that wasn't discussed. That what he did was off the cuff. But when there's damage to the actual reputation of Islam, that does.
Then they get the Cobra meeting in order, and they have like a United Nations Security Council comes in.
I don't even think it's as organised as that, to be honest. I just think they're just giving the green. Like I think the inactions of what's needed to be done speaks volumes in knowing how far they can push it. Like, for example, like it would have been unheard of to say this 20, 30 years ago, but yet here we are today hearing it and going, oh, it was just someone's freedom of speech, which
Mm.
we're here to all endorse. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a beautiful thing, but I think there should be a bit more repercussion in regards to having intent, because there's that bit that we're just totally overlooking here. I mean, like, hence 20 years ago,
Well,
views
yeah, well,
and today's views.
but isn't that a
Just
good thing?
saying,
At least they're being open, Hassan.
no,
At
it's
least,
not.
at least,
No,
at least
no,
we
no,
can hear.
no. Hold on. There's no problems in allowing transparency in people's like dialogue, but there's one fundamental thing that we're missing here is that action, like repercussions of that. Like we're getting none of that. Before it was like a tit for tat, certain people say certain things, but now people could just literally come out and say royals are pedos and no repercussion. Like there's nothing. Like,
Well,
where's your
I mean,
proof?
the thing is that
I like where Hassan's going with this. Are you looking for some beatings or something?
No,
but
not beatings as such, but
Damn.
for example, like someone to be classified as a charlatan would be a positive repercussion. Like for example, like where people are not being held to account. Yeah, talk. There will be then known as the local madman. Like we have them in
Fair point,
society, and
yeah.
we've had them
Just the
for
other thing,
years.
Hassan, that will sort this all out is if you just remove the anonymous capability.
100%.
Yeah, just
100%.
you're going to say something,
100%.
use with your real name and address.
I,
Let's see
I, I
if
yeah,
would
but
even go further to say that I think this notion of this marketing of privacy is being even like
yeah, but the
taken to
thing
the
is,
point
Ali
where
Darwan
it's
Mohammed.
marketed against us. Where like I don't know any parent in the world, any parent, and we've all came from these systems that we call parents, where a mother doesn't want to know where their kidnapped child has gone or where
facts.
their yeah. But yeah, we're talking about it. Oh god, oh, that's a privacy. No, that's bollocks, bro. No, that's bollocks.
But
What
even
it
Hassan, even your
is
normal
you
life, I'm
can't
never going
find
to let
where the
someone in the
rich
house. I'm not
people
going
are
to hire a
holding your.
cleaner, a gardener. I'm not going to go do any business or do anything with anyone if I don't know what their name is.
Yeah,
I'm
but
never going
the
to
thing
take
is,
anything
Well,
personally.
what's that? Well, how's that going to be a bad thing? Because we've got a system where we don't know who these people are. When it comes to payment time, we've got a whole load of other extra stresses of finding out who this person, who's their bank account. Instead of, oh, you're John Peters. All right, great.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
you want to
totally
fuck up? You
reverse
want to
it.
fuck up my? You want to fuck up my
Illegal.
property? Great.
You're
There'll be only
putting
one
up on the
person.
internet without your real name. I think that would just mean suddenly there'd
Yeah.
be this huge moment of absolute relief as everyone has to just come out
But
in one
again,
move. Yeah.
though, that's got to be controlled by a system that is not open to be abused. That's where the trick is. Like, for example, that are we going to be able to make that system and then give it over to someone,
The
or
only
are we
way
going to
that
say
would
no,
work is
fuck
now.
you?
The only way that's going to
Yeah,
work is if I'm the only controller of the data.
yeah. Well, there you go. Like,
hmm.
I'm just saying, like, oh, is that going to be sold on? Like, there's so many things that people have got a right to
Yeah,
be
but
concerned about.
when it comes to like Mohammed Hijab and Ali Dawa, they're not really anonymous. Although Ali Dawa isn't his real name and Mohammed Hijab, I don't think Hijab is his surname, but
All right.
they are
Can I
not.
ask you a
His
question?
last
People
name
know their
is
All
real
right.
names.
his last
Yeah,
name is
there you go. There you
Hijab.
go, Banksy. There you go. Like, because we've got this society where we could just accept anyone to be called anything. Like, if these people were given their real names called, like I have, and certain other members, you will feel the repercussions. Like, when I go for a job, you're not getting it. You're not getting it.
Yeah, but the
You're
thing
not. And
is,
more to a
the,
point, it will show the people that are getting this job, these kind of jobs, who's employing them, and then who's funding these people, and then when you've got that kind of information, then people that assume they're saying the right things that sound nice to their ears could then be exposed to, no, bro, this is not coming from a good place. This is coming from for your demise, but it's just dressed up So your
No,
ears
but
full
I
of it.
will say this. I will say this in defense of if you like the old world. The fact is that hold on, I'm just looking it up actually. Uh,
Oh
um,
yeah, and big
the
up
what?
Channel 4 presenter, the one that couldn't even say sex abuse cases and had to say six abuse cases. Like
Uh,
the media is so bent that they
yeah,
couldn't even read the teleprompter. You bent
but
child abusing
I just
media
I just want to
pedos.
quickly just address this. Now, you guys were saying about people not using their real name. This goes back to the old eon, the old school concept of movie stars, pop stars. None of them use their real name. Elton
which
John's real name isn't Elton
which
John. Whoopi
hold on,
Goldberg's
which we now
real
know,
name is
which we now
Elaine
know
Johnson. So
again,
so
which we
people have been
now
doing this
know
for a
are the
long time.
people that hold on, but which we now know that these are the people that have been working for our demise.
Yeah, but what I'm
You
saying
simply,
is this
all right,
anonymity or this
hold on.
concept of people changing
Yeah,
their name when they become, when they're put
again,
in the spotlight or in the
I
media
just
spotlight and fame, they don't
gave
always
you
use
their
their real
reason
name. Dr.
again,
Dre
and
isn't
the
called Dr.
reason,
Dre. That wasn't his given name. Snoop
yeah,
Dogg wasn't born Snoop Dogg. This has been going on forever. This isn't new. People using pseudonyms for their public persona
does that
versus
make, well,
their
hold on,
private.
but does that make it right? Like, I don't understand horrible. Like you using a pseudonym, you're giving perfect examples where this is a correct use of this. But you've also got people that use pseudonyms that have committed atrocities to children, atrocities to society. And guess what? They're just given another opportunity because the music industry, which we now know is an inflated, corrupt system in its own, which are paying millions to talentless cunts that really can't sing, can't dance, can't entertain, but they've got a machine that can. So hold on.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. So why are we champion for this? Fucking let it die. If I'll give you an example. I know plenty of singers that I've heard in kitchen that I'd pay a couple of quid to get their CD. I would. I'm sure there's a couple of other people that would. Like, why do they need to change their fucking name? I don't give a fuck what they're called, man. What's their voice sound like?
Yeah, let
But
me bring
again,
in Ned. Hello, Ned. How are you, mate?
Good evening. I hope
Good evening.
everybody's well. Hello, Ralph. Not seen you for a bloody long time. Hope you're well, mate.
Ralph's been producing some stellar shows in the last few months. Yeah, I think you're not following the House of Comments.
House of Comments. No,
Yeah, that's Ralph's channel name. There you go. There's a
I'll
plug
have
for
to
you, Ralph. But
have
yeah,
a
no, Ralph's been producing videos. He's been producing streams. It's some of them are amazing. Some of them are really insightful. Especially the ones where he has a large Jewish sort of panel now, where they discuss anti-Semitism, Israel, and various other things.
settle change.
But yeah.
Joseph's son, is he?
Joseph from Speaker's Corner, and the Israeli advocacy group. Also, there's a chap called Mossad. There's a guy called Davud or Davud, something like that. There was another guy as well. I forgot his name. There's at least 3 or 4. Jewish prominent sort of Jewish individuals, because Ralph has been on this crusade of exposing the alt-right's demonization of Jews, because believe it or not, as much as for me, I see the anti-Semitism in the Muslim world, which is massive, but for Ralph, he's been exposing the anti-Semitism within the sort of right-wing groups, like
Right. Sorry. I need some clarity on this, because with Ralph, I've seen so many different. I want to be kind, but did so many different faces.
there were so many different sides to Ralph.
I remember like a few years ago.
Multi-dimension.
A few years ago, he was talking about the JQ question, He was sort of raising that up more on the
Ralph was
topic.
Sieg Heiling. He was doing the Nazi Sieg Heil in 2019. I literally have videos and photos of him. He was Sieg Heiling sitting next to me with Mr. IC3's circle of the conversation circle at Speaker's Corner. So
I think he found his rightful place beside them.
My guess, because I've asked Ralph.
Love it, Joseph. Like comes from an apartheid state, sitting there with Ralph. I mean,
you think they're all birds of the same feather?
Bro, mate, it's there for tar and tar away, bro. I mean, you want to hang around with it, just goes to show. I mean, I think this is another thing where people are coming to realize it's like the illusion that these people were persecuted. Yeah, there you were. They were, but by your own. Like you got the Russian Jews versus the German Jews. Like it's getting to the point now where it's enough of the innocent dying. Like what we got to do with this war? Like what are we doing in Syria? What are we doing in the Middle East? Like it's getting to a point now, and the wars that they're creating, they're not even finishing them in a dignified manner. You got what Biden just walked out of a fucking war, left a whole load of people to fend for themselves.
Well, in Afghanistan,
I'm not for Afghanistan. I really couldn't give a fucking shit about the Afghani people. And I'll say this blatantly, straight up, fucking honest. I couldn't give a fuck. But seeing that we're doing this and we're going into these wars, I'm sure we should have at least a commitment to that war to end it right, But
I don't think
no one's saying nothing. No one's saying nothing, and it's classified as an apartheid state now. Like,
where Israel?
Israel.
No, I mean,
and we've seen the videos of where children are getting shot in their father's arms. We're seeing the absolute disgusting racism, and I'm not for racism neither. I'm not for it. I don't think it should ever exist in this world. But if you're going to tell me that, can you see it? Yeah, fuck yeah, I can see it there. I could see the marketing of the demoralization of the world, like being funded by them and the capital gain and collected by them. But yeah, we can't say nothing. What is it? Don't state the obvious. And to be honest with you, it's the victimhood of to go on top of it all. Oh, ain't we the victim? Like, yeah, bro. Like, we get that shit happened. Like, we get that part. We get the bit that shit happened.
You're saying the Holocaust is shit happens, is it?
Bro, but in comparison to things happening, you're forgetting that it's war that you're talking about. You're not talking about a social revolution. This is a war. Yeah, in war, it's not meant to be. Like when you say in Afghanistan that you're flying over in a drone and you're just carpet bomb a whole load of fucking civilians. Yeah, but shit happened there as well. It's fucking war. But this is a bit that people are somewhat forgetting.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a difference. But Hassan, there's a difference between the deliberate targeting of innocent people versus collateral damage. No, what happens in war.
Hold on, when you're in that area, whoever's targeted in that area, that is what war is. Like,
yeah,
why?
It is, but that doesn't mean that the war has to be completely immoral. You can't just sort of say, it's war, so I can actually I don't have any moral standards or moral commitments.
We're gonna debate on how bad people, like, again, I've talked about just the one thing: carpet bombing a whole area of Afghanistan, killing totally innocent people, totally, like they're killed in the Holocaust as well. I'm not disputing this. I'm not saying that war against the Holocaust was a fair war and they did. No, I'm saying it was fucking war.
Yeah, but there is a
war happened.
There's a difference.
Stop fucking war.
Look, You're right that it's
I've been
brutal.
studying the people in the Uyghur district. There's people where war's not happening, and guess what? The atrocities are far past that. Like, I don't want to be nasty. I see kids in India that are sleeping in a fucking train station, getting raped fucking every day, starved, and having to fucking work in some mine that's gonna kill him in the end of 2 weeks. I don't see no fucking difference between that and what happened in the Holocaust, bro. I just don't.
There is a difference.
But that's what I mean.
What? There were one system. What? Wait, hold on. What is the exact difference? Well, one's being classified as a war crime, and one's yet to be.
The systemic killing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay. Let
like,
Omar
this is what
come
I'm
in.
saying, and this is
Hassan,
something
Hassan.
that happened years ago, and we've got crimes that have gone on since then.
I know. Okay, let Omar. Let me move to Omar and Ned for this.
The fucking self-fingering bitch. Fuck her. I don't give a shit about her, man.
Okay, dude. All right. Let's bring in Omar. Actually, let's bring in Ned, and then Omar, you can go afterwards. Let's see.
I mean, it's just Omar, if you wanted to speak, you had something to say, yeah?
Okay, go on.
With Hassan, I'm not. There's a big difference between the systemic killing by a government of a whole race of people compared to
the systemic killing of
poor people it was all
in a train station in India. How's that fucking different?
So that there is a difference because that wasn't planned out.
You think that's not? They're both wrong. You think that they're not planned out? The kids in India that are sleeping on train stations, that's not planned out. Is that what you're seriously saying?
Crack again.
Hold on. Come on, guys. Don't go to the ad homs. But no. I mean,
you're just under the illusion that one crime is worse than another.
Let me try.
Shit.
Yeah, let me try to, I guess, understand. This is my interpretation of what Hassan you're saying is that the poor people that are starving, that are sleeping, the children in India, the starving people in Sudan and other places in the world, you are saying that there is a system which is actually, there's a consciousness behind these events. These are not randomly, these are not just poor people being poor people.
100%.
People are actually actively making these people suffer through the global monetary system or global, distribution system. Whilst the Holocaust was, although it was a direct intentional killing of people, it was you're actually saying that these two things are on par because they're both in a way planned.
What's the difference? If the end goal is to make these people suffer to death, if the end goal is just that, mate, you're not going to get a joy whilst you're here. If you're not going to get a moment of joy while you're here, and you're going to live under fear and tyranny and fear and persecution and all the most disgusting things that humanity has to offer, what's the fucking difference, bro? I don't want to sound horrible. Show me where the gas chamber is. If that was the fucking thing, I've got a choice of fucking ending it or having to relive this day in, day out, just because I weren't given the opportunity to make something of it, and someone deemed me worthless and be put out as a piece of shit. Yeah, what's the fucking difference, bro? What's the fucking difference?
Okay. Let Omar. Do you want to come in on your thoughts with this one?
I mean, my opinion is that's more carelessness by governments. I don't think there's a direct idea by governments in India that they want children to die in the streets. I think these companies, these corporations, they're definitely bad actors. They definitely do many things wrong. They do a lot of exploitation. But on the whole, I don't believe their intention is to kill children in the street. They just want to make money, and they'll do it by any means possible. And there's a magnitude of difference between that and the actual planned out murders of millions of people.
What you mean? You're just not happy that you might be contributing to it. Is that what it is? Is that where you're conscious? Because we all are. We all are. Like, I don't understand.
And Hassan, if you can't
we've heard. Listen, we've heard what it costs to end poverty, but yeah, we're happy enough to spend 20 times on that to send a person into space. We know how to end child abuse, but we care not to. We'd rather divert and let's go for the Muslim rape gangs this week, and then the church rape gangs, and then the other rape gang, instead of just ending rape.
I don't think that I don't think that there's
No?
any sort of mark. Okay, come on, let somebody else talk. Come on.
What?
No.
Somebody else
Let Ned
somebody
get
else
in.
a word
Guys. Okay, Ned, go on. Give us
Right.
your thoughts.
I think with respect, you're comparing apples and oranges, and
Really?
right.
Hold on,
And
hold
the
on.
thing is that with the greatest respect, I don't think that
You've got no
any
respect, but get on with the point. Get on with the point.
plan,
Go on.
any kind of plan is actually going to sort of stop the poor people of this world coming out of it, come out of poverty. The thing is that if we actually have so much growth that even the poorest people in the world become as rich as the richest people in the West, let's say, or the richest people in the most affluent countries in the world, the effect on global warming of that progress, right, will collapse absolutely everybody. But no. I mean, the thing
you
is,
know what, Ned?
Are you?
This is what I'm trying to say. Look, there's no addressing of
Let
the
him. Ned,
all it is I want to
Hassan.
hear my voice.
Yeah, no, Hassan. Let him land. Come on, go on, Ned.
Right. Well,
You've got to
the thing
take off,
is
yeah.
that what you're actually finding is that what you're suggesting, Hassan, is actual progress. So that let's say third world. So,
No, hold on.
Finish,
Let him land. Come on.
So what you're seeing is that you want sufficient progress so that third world countries have the same level of standard of living as we have in this country, right? You're actually seeing that in the BRIC countries. You're seeing that in Brazil. You're seeing that in India. You're seeing that in China, where a middle class is emerging in a way, and the middle class in, say, America and in this country, they're diminishing, right? So you are seeing a sort of leveling up. But if it actually continues,
Okay,
to the point,
without
if we
having
actually
to
continue to the
put
point, if we
their
actually
children
continue
through
to the point, if
abuse,
we actually continue to
without
the point,
see.
can you
Hold on,
please
guys. You're talking over each other. This is not going to work out for anybody.
Just let me land. I'm
Brick. Everyone got to now look up
Come on.
Brick.
Come on, give him one more minute. Go on,
Divide
Ned.
and conquer.
One more minute.
Bitch.
If we have the same
Standards.
same standards, right? The impact on the global economy is actually going to destroy the.
Well, you're talking about not the global
But
economy,
that's
but
exactly,
the
Ned,
environment.
That's exactly what the World Economic Forum's last economic report has a few days ago said.
How does that do
to
that?
lift all the developing countries towards what
Is that possible though? Ecologically,
Mate, I thought you had the answer, Ned.
No.
Like, all you want to do is just
saying.
hear your fucking voice, you fucking
No. But
you want to divert off the real subject that we've got a centralized group of people that have got one rule for them, and then guess what? They dictate other people their rule. Like, for example, nuclear, the nuclear power struggle. 2 countries excluded from the regulation. Bro, like, why would you want to exclude yourself? Why? And then expect others to follow suit.
No, you're saying 2 countries are excluded from the Proliferation Act.
No, I'm just saying. Like, if you got 2 countries, if you got you fucking.
He's talking about the uneven sort of rules. He's addressing the overall. No, I think he's addressing the overall inequality in various different aspects.
All right, you fucking inbred.
Come on.
You don't even see how this is not unfair. Do you understand that, dude? You really can't even see that this is unfair.
One thing
you want to sit there.
Look, one thing I will say in Hassan's defense in this sense is that there is a bit of a hypocrisy, Ned, where the Western countries enjoyed the era of industrialization, and they polluted and they burnt all their coals and their petrols and their gas in order to build their nations, and well, they still are. But what I mean is, they did all of that. Right. They threw all their pollutions out into the world, and made their countries what we consider first world nations.
Actually, the World Economic Forum has just accepted that, acknowledged that in the globalist plan, and they're now saying, look, the first world has to pay for the, and this is the report has of
No, see, look, see,
Hold on.
Again, the World Economic Forum. Who the fuck are they?
Hassan, 1 second, please. I want to hear what Ralph has to say.
So the World Economic Forum has said, right, in order to attain the globalist carbon zero plus eco trajectories to 2050, the first world is going to have to pay for the third world to bring it up to the standards, acknowledging this distributed value chain. So the globalists want to bring the third world up to the standard of making the first world pay for it and exchange moving millions of migrants from the south to the north.
Yeah, but Ralph, how can they bring up the third world nations without burning the fossil fuels to power those nations?
I'll tell you how, Banksy, according to their plan, not my plan, according to their plan, they're bringing lots of migrants over here and sharing the wealth by taking that money that will be gained.
They're bringing them.
So they basically are saying,
and then investing in those local countries to clean them up.
So wait a minute. So that instead of actually powering or giving industrializing the third world or the developing nations, they're just migrating their people over into the first world nations.
Not all people. They're going to migrate enough of them, and in the exchange of that economic boost that the West gets by all these migrant labor, that those funds are going to be moving towards those developing countries to clean
and you got education here. Huh?
That is a little bit insane.
And you got housing, and you got funding.
Yeah, how are these nations are supposed to Sorry.
I just told you. You got education here for free. You got health for free. You got housing for free. Guess what? If you're not paying for them, Banksy, you can send money back.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is, how are these nations
funding where you can go to the banks and you can get money, and this is how they do it, and the cards are with them. And again, that's another one where the rules don't apply to them. Like,
but Hassan, I think I agree with your sentiment, though. You don't.
No, you don't. Listen, no one does, because guess what? Everyone wants to wage. I don't want to wage. I don't want to wage. You know what? I don't want to wage. You know what I want to do? I want to leave it a little bit better than what I fucking started with.
I'm asking you a question. Would you like to help all those poor Indian children, etc., by moving lots?
No, you don't. You don't.
You don't want to.
No. He's saying, do you want? Would you agree if we moved?
If the world, wait, hold on. Banksy, I'll say how when the medical industry go in there, they want to first get their money out first. It's like with all businesses. When they go in there, what are you thinking they're going to do? What you think they want to first repair it? No, mate. What they want to do, like with all systems, is take as much of their investment back as quickly as possible.
No, but
you got to ask yourself, how do they do this?
Well, they have plans.
You know what?
You can go to the World Economic Forum and read about it.
I know you're gonna find this a bit conspiracy theory, but when you hear what the price of this adrenochrome goes for, what limbs go for, what livers go for, what lungs go for, and you're going to a developing country, where do you think they're going to get this money straight from? There.
I'm sorry. I think I lost. They're going in there.
How did China get all this fucking so far advanced? You know, it's one of the leading countries in producing that fucking
in organ transplant. You mean the organ harvesting?
Yeah.
He means harvesting.
Poor people.
Ned, do me a favor. Next time you try to shut me up, okay, without thinking about it, without thinking about it, I'm gonna fucking ruin you.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's just put a pin in the organ harvesting thing. But the reality of actually moving people from third world nations to first world nations.
It's not hard.
But what I mean is they're doing that. They're doing that right now.
It's not hard. You know what? You got licenses there. You got museums. You got museums now that could transport live art.
Banksy, you're just having a shouting match. What's going to happen here is it's going to result, new economic forum plan is going to result in a massive, great big leveling down. The progress that we've known is gone, right? Already the standard of living that people are enjoying now in the West is not as good. The opportunities is not as great as they were 20
It's going to be a lot better when they go, mate.
It's going to be a lot better.
Okay, hold on.
I'll tell you what. This is their scare. This is exactly what they want to hear. The scaremongers by fucking the lights up.
Banksy, where they put
Next.
things to the side.
All right, you're telling me
Sorry,
that
Hassan,
there's
hold
going to
on.
be people out there, there's going to be doctors out there that are
There
not
you
going to
go.
be restricted by
There you go,
fucking
Banksy.
stupid quotas that they can't do so many. Mate, are you joking me? Are you joking me? They're going to want to be a part of the people, mate. They're not going to want to be a part of your disgusting inbred fucking
Hold up.
what's it called?
Thank you. Thank you for
Supreme
that.
loyalist race,
Very
bro.
yeah, it's very intelligent.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
me
bro. You know what?
let me
People
just
are generally
Yeah.
out there to do good, not want demise
Yeah,
of
he did
society.
this to he did this to yeah.
Well,
Did this to Raj's stream, and people kept saying, why Raj, why do you keep having this prick on the fucking stream?
and what happened to Roger's stream? It's down to about 20 people now, isn't it?
well,
Roger's
guys,
stream is down to 20 people, isn't it? Just like
let
Wendy
me.
Wu likes to do to
What's the
all
link you put?
everyone's stream.
What's the link you
The
put up
link is
there?
actually for the World Economic Forum migration plan, and I'm just putting that up for the rest of the stream to see, because unfortunately, I can I suppose share it on this as well, but it's just a pain in the ass. Let me
And it's not no secret, bruv.
let me see if I can
They
share it with
make
you
money
guys.
You can use that, and you
from
can use the Explorer.
devastation,
Hang on, Hassan,
and
just
then they
go
give
back.
us a little
Yeah.
bit back.
Hey,
Hassan,
just
hold on.
Banksy, one quick thing, yeah. So Banksy, yeah, you can look at that. You can drill through all the documentation, and obviously people like myself and others are interested in this, and you can see the basic plan to 2050 to 2080 is to move tens and tens of millions of migrants from all these people Hassan's pointing out, and exchange, make it cheaper for the West, and then take that and make those countries cleaner, move up their middle classes, like Ned was saying when I jumped on back in, expand the middle classes to these nations, right? And once all expanded, effectively the West is going to foot this bill to level this difference in order to meet the outer goal, that is migration. Migration is linked to climate change. So climate change is the goal, migration is the sub-goal, and they're coming to Europe.
Yeah, I mean you guys can see it, can't you? You guys can see it on your screen by now, in the Hangout forum.
Sharing's looking sharp. Yeah. Sharing's looking sharp, thanks.
You do get that this is a plan by a few people that you could just go against. Like, for example, the Canadian truck protesters get behind people like the Indian farmers, you know, like grassroots that actually have no political leader at the helm of it. Unlike the Tommy Robinsons, the Danny Tamo, that really, they don't want the freedom of your children. They don't want your children to be all right. Their children to be.
Sorry, Hassan, weren't you a fan of Tommy Robinson?
Fuck Tommy, mate. Fuck Tommy, the fucking white line artist, bro. The fucking and Danny Tamo, the little bitch of his.
What changed your mind about them?
What, the fact that when he was shown on a video being racist and claiming he wasn't. Nah.
Yeah, but I remember
and the fact that when he was at the Old Bailey, after he first come out, after the public gave him the opportunity to actually be the voice, and him promising that it was going to be transparent, and that was the last time that we heard the word transparent out of Tommy's nose, unless it was regarding the glass table that he was about to do coke off.
You know, you've talked a lot about the grooming gangs and so on before in the past. And he recently did this whole documentary about Telford. I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah, I watched the bit where Manny said that we should all make a stand and take this opportunity to end all rape, and then everyone on the crowd cheered not and just went really quiet.
And the funny thing is, if you know, the Muslims are going to go from about 4 million to somewhere between 13 and 15 million people in the UK. Probably more, given the WF migration plan. So your grooming gangs, if it was this level at 4 million,
I know Epstein's a right proper Muslim name, isn't it?
Million, right?
And Ghislaine and Maxwell and Weinstein, and they're all proper Muslim names. They are all proper. All proper Muslims names. Oh yeah, and the Muslim.
Something
wait,
actually.
You know, can I address this, Banksy? And I promise you, I'll shut my mouth. And the fact. And I love the fact that all the social workers in Telford were all Muslims. Yeah, and the police officers, they were all Muslim.
Well, no, this is the thing.
Oh
This
yeah,
is the
and
thing, Hassan. He exposed all the
I loved
English
it. It
police
it
and
was
the
Sharia
English
court, innit?
council.
It was a
No,
Sharia
but
court
Hassan,
and
you,
stuff.
this is you're being unfair
That's what I'm
because
trying to say,
you're
bro.
being unfair because he
No,
actually
I'm
did
not being
go
unfair,
after. No,
Banksy.
you are,
You know
you are
what,
because
Banksy? I'm not, because you know what? I will say this is orchestrated as well.
no, the thing is
I'm
he went
telling you.
after
I am telling
the
you.
white Anglo-Saxon English police officers and the councillors and the MPs. He didn't just
And the bank
point.
managers that made
The fact is,
millions on the
that
property enterprise that these guys have made.
look, the fact
Millions
is
on
that
selling
these
houses
guys
in
were the
Telford
ones who were the
for fucking
perpetrators.
millions now.
Look,
Shut up,
those he pointed out the people who were the perpetrators for sure, but he also did go and expose the ones who allowed these these guys to do what they did. So it wasn't really just a one-sided thing. I promise you. I saw. I mean, I was there, and if you watch the documentary,
Banksy,
you will see it.
you know what makes a good lie? A little bit of truth. Yeah, there's a little bit of truth. That's
Yeah, but
a
I
little
mean,
bit of truth.
what do you actually
All right,
want?
look, look,
If
look,
I see a
I'll
bunch
tell you
of
what I want.
people,
Do you know what I want? Do you know what I want? You know what I want? I want the same effort shown to all of this crime.
no,
I don't
no,
think I'm
this is okay.
I don't
This is
think
where
I,
I've okay.
because
Let me let
guess
me
what?
tell you.
I'm telling you, there's not a case.
Mother
There's
and
not a case
child
that not
Yeah,
one,
no, but hold on.
one of
Kumbaya, my
these
lord,
things
Kumbaya.
No,
guess
hold
what?
on,
That
hold
is
on,
not a
guys,
grooming gang. That is not
guys.
a grooming gang.
The
You got
thing
police
is,
officers that allow rapists to walk the street.
yes,
You got you
but
wait for it. You
this
got
is
police
my
officers that wait, and these are the groomers.
Hassan,
Give them
Hassan,
the
hold on,
illusion that
guys.
some fucking
Let me make this
Pakistani
point.
brother
Let me make this point.
in some
Okay,
area. It's not.
guys,
The real groomer is
Hassan,
the police officer
Hassan,
and the social
this is
services
the
allowing the
problem.
demise of that
Look,
area.
Hassan.
You guys
Unfortunately,
don't see this.
no, unfortunately,
You
you're
don't see
making
that.
a leftist,
What?
you're making a Muslim kind of argument about, oh well, there's
No,
pedophiles everywhere. We
no,
have to look after pedophiles. No,
yeah.
I'll tell you. Let me finish. Let me finish this.
What?
This
What?
to me,
Who said that?
the argument of we have to go after all pedophiles, not just the grooming gang pedophiles, is exactly the same as when people
No,
made
we've
the
got to go
argument for
after the
Black Lives Matter.
enablers.
No, let me tell
We've
you.
got to go after the enablers as well.
No. But what I'm telling you is that you're making the same argument. You're
Yeah.
making the same argument as when Black Lives Matter say Black Lives Matter, and then other people come along and say, well, all lives matter. Yes, all lives matter, but right now we're just
Actually, I have
focused
a
on
question.
this
Do all panel
particular thing.
voices matter? Do all panel
Yeah,
voices
yeah.
matter?
I will.
Yeah.
I know, but let me just make this point. The fact is that when
I get
Muslims
the
say
point.
all pedophiles have to be addressed, well, yes, all pedophiles should be addressed, but there's this particular group who are overrepresented in this particular crime. Is it okay to focus on this particular demographic at this particular time, even though we know the overarching, all the pedophiles and the Epsteins and the Andrew of Windsor and all of those people who are involved in all the fuckeries that they're involved in?
Touchdown. Got it. I got it. Got it. I get that. But the part that I don't get is, again, if it's orchestrated and this is allowed to happen, who are you blaming?
What do you mean?
I get the marketing.
My
I get the
experience being treated
marketing.
the
I get the
Jews, the
marketing has
migrants,
gone
or the
down the way
innocent
you want.
people.
But is the problem gone?
Not always in that order. Usually
Is the
treated
problem
the
gone?
Jews,
Because
migrants, innocent
I
people.
thought you were going to resolve the problem. Because
Well,
all what you're doing is you're prosecuting the few that were allowed to do this.
well, it's not. That's the problem.
Oh,
Out
you
of the
are. Oh,
200 odd people that were
well,
named
is
in
it
these
that? Hold
investigations,
on, hold on.
only something like 11 of them were
Did they get
prosecuted.
their wait? Hold on. Did they get the police detective inspector in regards to the whole of this fucking district? Is he up?
I don't know. I don't know
Is he
if they
up?
managed to. How do you mean?
Oh, wait, hold on, wait,
Is he
hold
up
on.
for
Why would you not know
prosecution?
this, Banksy? Why would you not know this?
No, wait a minute. Are you talking about Telford? Are you talking about just Telford?
Bro, I'm talking about the police officer, the top dog of that fucking area that knows
Yeah.
that it's a fucking police officer, yeah, because he's meant to have some they're meant to like employ these fucking people that can somewhat find this fucking information out, such as, and they're aware of these kind of problems that they should be looking out for, but yet they can't. And they're told by higher ups to shut your mouth. Like we've seen the Savile case, man. We've seen the Epsteins where Costa's telling the prosecution, bro, just shut the fuck up and move the fuck on. And you're telling me that this can't happen here. Why? Because these people are Muslims. Is that what you're saying?
I
Bro,
mean,
and then the demise of these girls are further supporting the social services, further supporting the housing market, further supporting the criminal market. And you're telling me, no, it's these fucking Muslims. It's the fucking Muslims that do it. Bro, no, it's not, bro. No, it's not, bro. And you've got much more higher ranks that have got. If you start to follow the money a little bit more, there's a lot more fucking money in their fucking pockets, bro. You want to start fucking looking there, bro. You want to fucking start looking there, bro. Fuck. Yeah, I
okay,
get that
okay,
there's
okay.
some
Let
dirty
let
fucking Pakistanis out there that are happy enough to stick their dicks into little kids and leave their fucking whatever at the door. I get that, bro. I get that. We should deal with these people. We should deal with these people, but guess what? There's a fucking bigger problem out there than
how
that.
would you deal with them? How would you deal with them, Hassan?
Bro, I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm not for. I don't think we should come to a point in our lives where we've got to be. Now, this is where me and a lot of people differ. I think we should just find a place where, guess what, there is enough for just whatever the fuck you want to do, bro.
okay,
Just
Hassan,
don't come past that door.
let's put a pin in that and let's bring in some other people because I think you've had a good moment. Ralph, any thoughts?
I just trying to catch up with everything, so I'm not quite sure about all that. But yeah,
We bounced around a lot.
that's a phenomenon. That's just a phenomenon of the general picture. Everything's going to be changed by. We're coming out of reset now. We're seeing the precept different strategic narratives post reset. After post reset comes the Great Migration. That's heading our way now. 2 years ago, everyone was saying, "Oh, you guys are talking about the Great Replacement. It's never going to happen." Now it's official policy. So the Great Migration is coming, in their words, and what that's going to happen is things like grooming gangs, multiculturalism, liberalism. Even you sound a bit more based nowadays, Banksy. They're just all going to be stress tested. They're going to be stress tested whether you like it or not. Coming your way, right?
Well,
It's
actually,
more of this shit, more of it, quicker, faster, right?
yeah. Talking about people, talking about people who were liberals of the libtards. Ned, have you been red pilled, or are you still very much in your corner?
No. I mean, the thing is that it does. This new economic forum thing does seem to be a thing, and they do seem to be going after it. They're putting forward green policies in this country, which are going to be ruinous. That might actually completely bankrupt us as a nation.
All the Fortune 1000 there have signed up. All the major companies, corporations, all signed up for all the different agendas.
But with
the
respect,
churches.
that doesn't mean it's going to work, Ralph. I mean,
Well, I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm saying they're going to try it and fuck it up. That's what I'm saying.
no,
I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm saying this is the tidal wave coming our way. And, I was just reading and reviewing a book called The Future, the book called Move, one of the top globalist academics, is an Indian guy, saying the future of Europe is brown, it's Asian, it's young, it's generation, it's Zoomers or non-European. They're all heading this way. In exchange, we're going to clean up their countries while they're here. That's the plan. So grooming gang Muslims 4 million, that's a drop in the ocean. Muslims are going to 15 million in the UK. So that's just going to be one phenomenon. It's going to be multiple phenomena.
You don't think Brexit has changed things?
Brexit was betrayed.
Brexit was betrayed.
Absolutely.
You didn't get the Brexit you want. What would have been a Brexit for you? What would have been a good Brexit?
National sovereignty, decisions for the British people made in Britain and not made by the World Economic Forum.
You're saying our political decisions are being made at the World Economic Forum, not
how many times have you seen you build back better broad strokes of the conservatives?
Yeah.
They're just mouthpieces.
Yeah, the slogan came from World Economic Forum, the Build Back Better slogan. Yeah, that's right.
Brexit was meant to be national sovereignty, but you're seeing the rising nationalism: Serbia, Russia, Ukraine, around the world, India,
Poland.
You're seeing a rising reaction from right.
Yeah. Well, what do you think is going to happen between Russia and the West? I don't think there's going to be a war. I think
they'll have to cede something to Russia. No one really knows what Russia wants, but they'll probably get at least half of it because no one wants to see them walking in massive 100,000 Ukrainians. So they'll give them whatever they want, which looks like control of the pipe pipe structure and the new Turkish, underneath obviously the alternative route through the Black Sea. The Russians are making sure they control the Black Sea and the routes of things into Europe, right?
So, sure.
So they give them something. But the main thing is not that. The main thing in Europe, now the reset's finishing, your economic insecurity has been amplified. You're not sure what job you're going to have under what conditions, work from home, where. The population has been placated, they've been stress tested, they've all been identified biologically, digitally and biologically now combined. The rest of the stragglers will be picked up shouting freedom in the park later. Right? They've got the bulk of the curve, new economic conditions, you and the Bangladeshi girl, you're going to be sharing the wealth. And lots of them are coming here, and you learn nothing, you know nothing, you'll be happy, enjoy. Alhamdulillah, it looks like all plans are unfolding.
I think something else. Something else is happening. I do agree with the stuff about the World Economic Forum. Those policies are being taken up. Right, I agree with you with that. They are being adopted by Germany, by Britain, by France. A lot of these things, right? But there's something else happening. I think that there's a disconnect between the elites, the educated elites, people that went to universities, right, and working people that haven't gone to colleges or universities. They may have skills, they may be skilled workers. And you're seeing it in Ottawa, where you're actually starting to see people actually, the elite saying, we want freedom, and the way to have freedom is to force people to have the jib jab. Right, and you're getting a whole load of truckers saying, "No, we're not. No, we're not doing that." And I think that increasingly you're going to be seeing the.
You're right, Ned. Actually, I agree with you, but it's too late because that battle, if you think of the war, that battle's already been won by them. They've already got 70-80%. They didn't even need that many to compete. They're already on the next stages. So I think by the time the peaceful, the protest movement, the truckers, hashtag together, all these movements have realized the last stragglers are vaccinated, they're already gone way forward. Because later you're going to have a position up to you. Do you want employment or don't you? Because that legislation's already been passed and adopted by all the major employers. You're not going to be employed for much longer without vaccination. Now you can take a stand, but most people, when it comes to not having a job, are not going to take a stand because they have kids to feed.
Look, I'll admit one thing. I need to read more about this World Economic. I don't know much about that, but
hey,
I think this is all.
Tell everyone you know.
This is all the distraction to the real enemies out there are China and Russia. There are real enemies, and they want to.
Israel.
God bless Russia. Shalom for Jewish views.
They want to divide the West. They want to break down the West. For wasting time about these things, look, honestly, I need to research what you're talking about.
Yeah, the World Economic Forum are part of the other vehicle for which it's all happening. Yeah, the Chinese don't care about the West, the Russians don't necessarily.
But aren't you concerned that there's a billion people out there united in an ideology that
I'm concerned.
Anti-democratic. Anti-democratic.
No, I don't care about that. I'm not as concerned. Sorry, I don't care. I'm not as concerned about that as I am concerned about the unplanned, or what we call the law of unintended consequences. These globalists who think they're going to steer this world into place are going to fuck it up. And who's going to take the cost of that? Western European people, first and foremost, and their culture.
You think that's more?
That's happening. That's happening in the next 5 to 10 years.
Sorry, yeah, I know. Just a second. If there's mods, there's somebody with the name like Gunnerquab or whatever. He's put in a worm, a virus on the, and I'd suggest that you remove that message, because if you click on that, it'll put you through to a virus. Gonarchev, it's the bottom one there.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, I got it.
Sorry about that. Sorry to interrupt you, gents.
What like Pegasus?
Yes, I think the thing I'm talking about, if you look at the World Economic Forum, those things are going to happen in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. For example, my lifetime, Nedis would probably appreciate this more than others. I would have never imagined seeing the Germany I see today with a left progressive socialist green coalition calling for the mass acceleration of migrants to Germany. The plan is way ahead, and Germans are very compliant in that 2G, 3G ratings. You can't get on the U-Bahn without it. There's no check and spot, but
But don't you
Basically, the
see that
population's
there's a
lost that
difference?
battle.
But don't you see that there's a difference between what working people want and what the elites, what the
But not
middle
just
class?
the elites. I agree with you, Ned. It's worse. If you mention polarity, which is this difference you're talking about, and discontent and trust, if you look at the Edelman trust ratings, the trust barometers, they have fallen like nothing ever. The people in the West are very untrusting of their governments and their business. But on the other hand, they're very placated by the lockdown, which is part of the plan. They're not going to do anything. A few thousand might show up for protest,
Ralph,
but that's a
do you,
drop in the ocean.
do you reckon that might have something to do with the police being the police, not being the police, the law failing,
Yeah,
soldiers
all of
going
this.
to war where they really didn't need to be there, and an education
I agree.
system that designing our youth to be failures?
We're dealing with late stage liberalism. This is late stage, the phenomenon of late stage liberalism with corrupt people. I agree with you, Hassan, with corrupt and incompetent people trying to make the world in an image they want. Absolutely, yeah. But the people will pay the price
And
of that.
have nefarious reasons to do so as well.
Some of
I
them are
mean,
nefarious, others are just non-nefarious, but equally the effect is still as bad for us. Some are nefarious, some are positively satanic, and others are just doing it by power, lust, and greed. But between them all, we're still being fucked over. So their intentions mean second to the fact that you're still being screwed over, right? Like, measure everything, job security, all of these things all being squashed out. So you will be compliant. And the ones who won't are just going to be the stragglers, the 10, 20%. They're not the problem. How many people are not going to get the vaccine when they realize that there's no more jobs left for them without a vaccine? Not many people, not ones with children, for example. And those are the ones that matter to the government. There may be one lone single guy in his 30s in the park. Again, he's not
so
going to get
deadbeat.
right? He's not
Well,
going to do shit.
except with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, and I think that we have a flexible enough democracy that hopefully there can actually be a reaction against this. This has happened in the past, where the zeitgeist has actually changed, where
Ned, I've never
people
been
know that
more.
that they're living a lie,
I've never
like
been
in
more with you,
Soviet
Ned.
Russia.
I've
Everybody
never
knew
agreed.
that they were living a lie.
Yeah, I've never
The
agreed. I've never been
propaganda
more
was
with
saying
this.
one thing, but in reality, everybody knew that it was all a lie. And I think that that's sort of happening here now.
That point is spotted. I never, in 2 years I was speaking to you, I've never agreed with you more than what you just said. There is a possibility for something that has to be democratic, and enough people are now conscious of that. But without a proper political force, they win by default. They win.
Yeah, that's that as well. Well said there, Ralph. It's like you know about it, and what? And what? What's the option?
Yeah,
What are
got
you
to
going to do?
act.
Vote for
Well,
TV that's going to do the same in a different color?
Well, I think Ralph
Not really.
Ralph has already. I mean, I guess I don't know if you guys follow his stuff, but I mean, Ralph's already put forward his particular efforts towards rectifying some of this, and I believe you can probably tell us more about that, Ralph. I mean, it's
I'm afraid I
you're
can't
right.
right now, but
No,
later through the year it'll be popping.
but what I mean is your work with the AFD and things like that. So you're already.
There's only three sources of power: political power, financial, economic power, social power. I can tell you what to do, the government, state, regulation, law. I can bribe you, give you money, or I can convince you with my words, Greta. The only avenue left for defense is political power. We have
Can
no
you
wealth.
not reward them for doing the right thing?
Political power can change everything. It made all of Eastern Europe change after the Soviets. Political power can change a lot of things. Trump
Well, there
showed
you go.
that, yeah, Putin showed that, lots of people show that. But without political power, you can have
How about
ideas, maybe.
Libya? God bless Gaddafi. God
Yeah,
bless Gaddafi. God bless Gaddafi.
that might be Libya, might be a thing, but I'm mainly concerned with Western Europe and the West.
Yeah,
Gaddafi,
because
he died with a rod up his back passage.
Oh yeah, whatever, mate.
yeah,
You
well,
know
I mean,
what? You guys
That's exactly
you
what
guys were
happened.
happy to see
yeah,
a
yeah.
person that gave so much to his people like that. They just said so much about you, Omar. You know that. I bet you
Well, I
were
mean,
cheering. I bet
the
you
thing
having a
is,
soapy wank when Tony Blair got elected.
or he got a knighthood.
Yeah, what I mean, like
But no, I don't think
like
Omar is a
it's the
fan of
state of
Tony
the world
Blair.
that we live in.
Hassan,
It's not that.
Hassan, come on, man, come on.
It's not that.
Man, this is what I'm saying. This is where your kids are gonna grow up, Omar.
Yeah, but
That's the
Hassan,
part. One day
you're very much
that's
in
one day that's
favor
gonna
of.
touch down in your head. One day it's gonna touch down in your head.
Don't you feel any guilt for assaulting Tan? Still, have you still not apologized for that?
Oh God, we're now moving, guys. I don't want to. I don't want to. No, no, yeah, but Omar, we're not going. We're not gonna.
No, I'm not gonna
No,
be
that's
long.
gonna
This guy,
degenerate.
this
A
man,
race to the bottom.
He
Yeah, that's just gonna
assaulted a man
degenerate. I'm not
on the
interested in
live
that.
stream, and he has the
No,
gall
I'm
to
not
condemn
fighting.
me.
Don't worry.
No,
You've
dude,
got the
I'm.
gall to condemn me.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, as far as this, the thing is, Hassan is very much in favor of an authoritarian system in order to bring about
I
real
don't. Do
change.
you know who I believe the authoritarians should be, though? Not government. I reckon your neighbours should be, bro.
Yeah,
You know
but
what? If you're willing to go around and fuck kids in your neighborhood, you know what? You want to worry about what your neighbor's gonna do when you come home, bro. Fuck what the government's gonna do.
yeah,
Fuck
but
what the
that's
government's gonna do. You know the one thing that I saw.
that's
I
just
swear to God,
mob
I never
rule.
forget when a police. I heard a police officer say, "Don't worry about what we're gonna do. You wait until you get back to the village and you see what the women are gonna do to you, bro. You wait until the person that you did to, you're gonna see their aunt where you're going, bro." And then guys, watch, man. You're running to the police station, man. Take me in, man. Take me in. After you want to go against them. Yeah, go on, go fucking do what you did to that
I find
4-year-old
myself
to that
agreeing with Hassan. I think
45-year-old woman that's got
I
a
agree
frying
with
pan in
Hassan.
her
I think
hand.
Hassan is right. I think Hassan is really calling for neighborhood watch, which is ultimately
Yeah.
the devolution of power. When you take the power away from the globalists,
Take the power
and
away
take
from
away
these
devolve
fucking
it
towns.
back.
They're
Yeah,
not
but
doing shit
And,
with it, bro.
I'm with you, Hassan.
Apart from fucking
hold on,
kids.
hold
That's
on.
all they want to be
But the
doing with
thing
that
is,
power.
aren't we risking vigilante violence,
Yeah,
vigilante justice?
yeah, we are.
Tribalism.
Yeah, we are.
Tribalism.
Yeah, we are. So watch
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
do.
but
Watch how you do it, and watch why you do it. Because you know what? It's enough
but
that
what
people are going.
happens? What
Oh well,
happens
guess
if you're
what?
at the wrong end of
I
that
had to. I had
vigilante
to rob that. I had to rob that
justice?
old 82-year-old because I needed a fix.
If you're at the wrong end of that
Yeah.
vigilante?
Wait. 1 minute.
No,
You robbed her. You put her in the hospital.
Hassan.
You cost us millions trying to get this woman back on the road. And guess what? We still got a skunk cunt like you living here. Fucking smash his head.
Hassan, what happens when you get the wrong person? Isn't that possible?
Well, no. What happens
Yeah,
if
no, you know what?
you're at the wrong end of that justice? If you're the one that's been falsely accused of doing some diddling with some kids, and you're screaming, "I'm innocent," but but your neighbor is convinced that you did it. How about that?
Well, guess what? Then
See, the
maybe
thing is, Hassan, nobody
maybe
ever
you shouldn't be
thinks.
putting yourself
No,
in those kind of positions.
Hassan,
thinking
no.
that you're
You've just
doing
gone to
good in this
work
way.
and you've come home.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And that's all
I'm
you've
gonna,
ever
I'm
done.
gonna
You've
ask
done
you
the
one
right
question.
thing, but your
Who the
neighbor
fuck
accuses you of
wants to go
diddling
around time
kids.
with kids? Who the fuck
No,
wants to
but
go around with kids?
Hassan,
Who?
I'm talking about
Who?
false accusations. What happens if your
I'm
neighbor
talking
points the
about.
finger at you and says, "You've been diddling kids," and all you've ever done is the right thing, and you've just gone to work and you've done all the right things, but someone is falsely accusing you? You want mob justice for yourself. Because
They tried that at the chop. They tried that at the chop in Seattle, and it didn't work. They tried that at the chop in Seattle, and it didn't work. Right? It ended up with people being shot, raped.
Bonfire of the Varieties, Lord of the Flies. It goes straight to the.
And what we got now?
Yes.
What we got now?
We have 1,000 times better system than some fucking
All
Lord of the
right,
Flies
shut up, man.
system.
Shut up, man.
Because you don't realize you think you're going to be the innocent one.
What you advocate is no better. Only unless it's in your head.
You.
But the thing is, no, because you got to realize, Hassan, most people think that
you
whatever scenario
you guys want, there's A and B. Like, for example, you guys want a system where someone pays a top law practice to get away with a crime and then sit there and bitch about how we got away with it. Right?
No,
or
it's nothing. It's nothing like
makes
that.
the odd occasional mistake in a societal. And another thing as well,
Nobody
when hold on, when we say that when you could shut up, Ned.
Yeah,
right?
you're drunk
and when you could make that accusation, you've got to be able to back certain things up. You can't just say, this person. Do me a favor, Ned. I swear my mother's like, you know what? You fucking dirty little traitorous cunt.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Look, guys, the ad homs are just gonna escalate into a shit show. What I want is, but the thing is, Hassan, the problem is that everybody thinks that they're the hero of their own story and their own tale, that they're untouchable. Whilst when you advocate for your neighbor to bring mob justice and vigilante justice upon people because you have to, that's the better way. No, it's not the fear. The point is, someone will point the finger at you and say you're an Epstein.
Oh, you got systems
and
that
you have
get
to
over
now
that, Banksy.
prove the mob that you're
yeah,
not.
you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you can't. You can't.
No, absolutely you can't, because the mob
All
doesn't
right,
give
so
a
shut your
shit.
fucking. So what's the difference?
Because the mob will have you strung up on a tree. The mob will have you strung up on the tree.
What's the problem now?
What do you mean? What's the problem?
Well,
The problem is
I
you're not going to get a fair
1 minute,
hearing.
1 minute. I asked you, is there a system around that? You went yes. Okay, so once you put that system
What do you mean? There is no system around vigilante justice.
Why do you need to give this person fair trial? It's like Epstein. You know what? Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw loads of money at it, and then even when it goes to court, I'm going to do 6 days in the penitentiary. According to you, I've got the justice. According to you, this is no, I'm not straw man. This is an exact example. You fucking dim fuck.
A ridiculous example to actually.
It's not. This is how it is. It's not how it is. It's all right. So shut. How am I straw manning then? You fucking dumb fuck.
Playground. You're a child.
You fucking inbred.
Yeah. There you go.
You fucking inbred.
Yeah, you're a child. You've got
this is all he wants. He's the power pool to carry on fucking the kids, so he can get his paycheck.
Yeah. Look,
this is what I mean. You are literally now throwing accusations to Ned of he wants this system because he wants to fuck the kids. Now imagine if there was no judicial system, the judicial process, and the mob could just come around Ned's house and break into his house and string him up because you just said he wants him. Do you have proof?
That's what I want.
Do you have proof that he wants the system because he wants to diddle kids?
Once we got that system in place, once we got that system in place, that's what I want. That's what I want. Once we got that system in place, that's what I want.
But then that's yet another system that you're advocating for.
Lawless anarchy. Go there.
No, but
you don't need to have that governed by the people, bro. You can have that governed by the people.
But the thing is, the people will eventually. You know what will happen? What will happen? The people will eventually say, "Look, we can't constantly. I have to go to work. I have a job. I have to work 10 hours a day. I can't look after the system already. What we're going to do is we're going to appoint one person amongst us who's going to be the representative for us, so that he can then have a full-time job of looking after all these crimes and things that are happening, and then make sure he can bring mob justice to the right people." Guess what's going to happen? That's fucking government.
That we got now.
That's government for you.
Again, though. No, we haven't, because government.
The Simpsons literally did this.
Wait, hold on. We've got a government that puts a standard that guess what? It doesn't get maintained. It goes lower and lower until we got paedophiles getting caught and coming out in 2 months' time. And you're saying that's not working? No. Well, when you got that mob rule, you got that standard there where the mob is only going to be happy with.
Yes, but the mob, once someone falsely accuses you of something and then sicks the mob on you, you'll have no recourse. You have no way of getting out. When you see, the thing is, because you think you're not the one who's going to have the finger of death pointed to. You're not the one who's going to be strung up on the tree or impaled on a stick. You are. If you advocate for this system, that system will eventually come for you too, because eventually you will be marked with the scarlet letter. You will be called the witch. No, it's not. It's not Marxism. It's called civilization.
Listen, you made 3 claims that no, this is gonna, and then I'll go, well, what about if we do this? And you go, oh well, then it worked. No, what you're doing is if you're accepting a system to be put in less than what it should be classified to be accepted, then the fault is on you. But if you're put in a place where, mob justice is going to be advocated when we've got this criteria put in. Oh, but isn't that what we got? No, it's not. Because we've got a system where you can then corrupt the individual to go down, not the person that the victim has been put towards. You don't. The victims are not even taken into consideration. You got people that always say, you nick, for example, the last £300 of a person that's only got £300 is not the same as nicking £300 of a guy that's got £300 million. But the law sees it as that. Oh well, it was only £300. Yeah. No, that was last £300.
Therefore, we have to throw out everything because
No.
But this is the problem.
Hold on. So wait 1 minute. But if you got wait 1 minute. But if you got that 300 millionaire go around stealing their 300 pounds, guess what? You then do have a fucking problem.
Okay. Let Ned have a moment. Go on, Ned.
Just for
Guys.
my voice. My name's Nate.
No, but Hassan, you've literally talked more than everyone else. Yeah, but the thing is, Hassan, when you say these people want to hear their voice,
you know what? People say things, and yeah, it's relaxed. I'm just saying things. Bro, stop saying things.
Hassan, when you say Ned wants to hear his own voice, you've had the lion's share of this conversation, and you've categorically spoken more than everyone else. So when you accuse someone of wanting to hear their own voice, you really should be looking into a mirror.
I'm talking what we're meant to be talking about, bro. I'm not talking about he's wrong and then being wrong about the example of
he's wrong to you. He's not wrong according to everyone else. We never took a vote on whether Ned's wrong. You just think he's wrong.
Did he make the point?
Okay, let him give him a minute. Let's see.
Two times before.
Let's see. Ned, you have a point?
I think that there's a lot wrong with this society, but it's better than a lot of the others, right? And I think that there are. I wish that we had a more democratic system like they had in America. I wish we had a constitution with all the beauty that comes with it, right? But that's not the way it is. What we've got is better than what exists in a lot of other countries, and we should be grateful of that, and we should try and improve it. That's my point.
Thank God we're not eating shit like they are. Thanks. Cheers, man.
America.
Much appreciated. Two-tier system. You've either got one bad or the other bad. Right.
We have the rule of law. We all have jobs. We all have money in the bank. We all have a degree of affluence in this country, right? We all have a degree of safety.
That matters what?
I know that there's crime, and I know that there's murder, but it's relatively low in comparison to other countries in the world. There's a lot wrong with this country.
Oh, you're not.
There's a lot.
Right,
Hassan, why don't you go to Afghanistan? Why don't you go to Pakistan? Afghanistan, they have vigilante justice. In Pakistan, they burned, and the other day they burnt a guy alive.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, those countries have vigilante justice, Hassan. A guy who was a Christian. No. The guy who had a Christian. The guy who had no. But this is what you want, Hassan. A guy in Pakistan who was a Christian who supposedly defamed a page, the Prophet's name. The problem is that is what you want. Because you think
in Iran, that's what it was, yeah?
No,
in Iran, that's what it was. Well, in Iran, when you had all these laws, 1972, that's what it was, yeah? Banksy. Yeah, don't talk shit, bro.
But Iran is considered a highly civilized nation compared to a lot of these other nations.
This is what I mean, Banks. Don't make me.
No. I'm sorry. Are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying Iran didn't have laws? Iran had a similar system to here.
It's not designed by us. These roads weren't designed by the people. The system is not designed by the people. It's been told it's for the people, not your people, obviously.
But when you have vigilantes, all the countries that have mob and vigilante laws and vigilante actions are considered the shitholes to you. If you look at them, are you considering Pakistan as a highly advanced society? Do you consider Zimbabwe, Somalia,
so do you consider
Sudan,
America a bad country?
No, but these countries who have mob rule.
Go to America and nick one of their shit with the guy sitting there with his fucking AK. Go on.
They don't have mob rule. People are not getting strung up for defaming the Bible and get burnt alive.
Sorry,
but what do you mean about mob rule then?
What I mean by mob, I mean by the people.
Yes, in Pakistan, the people burnt a Christian man alive because they thought he defamed a page of the Quran. The people burnt him alive, and the police stood and watched.
That's by the crime in our society.
Sorry, should it be a crime to defame a page of the Quran?
Hold on. Would that be a I asked, would that be a crime in our society?
No, it's not.
Who
There's
knows?
no
Who
law of
knows?
So why are we worrying about that?
The
But
mob
Why are we worrying
could
about that?
decide it is.
Why are we worrying about it?
What happens if the mob decides that
All
you
right. How
can't
about
defame
hold
the
on?
page of the Bible in this
How about
society?
this? How about we
There's
don't
no
worry
law of
about the
blasphemy
ones
in
that
this
do
country.
want to make that
No,
problem
but
as well?
but
Just
Hassan, you
tell
don't
people
realize the reason in this
when you go there,
country.
there's people like that there.
Look, Hassan.
Tell them there's
The
people
reason
like that there.
you don't
Don't
realize
go
that in
there.
this country, the reason you don't get burnt alive by the mob if you burn the page of the Bible or the Quran is because of the laws and the
Civilized.
society that we built
Civilized.
so that it doesn't. But there was a time where if in this country you burned the page of the Bible, they would string you the fuck up as well. The
Forget the
mob
Bible,
would
man.
string you up.
Even if
Yeah,
you had an
imagine.
argument, if you had an argument
Imagine.
with your neighbor,
Hold on, Hassan, hold on,
Imagine
hold
that,
on.
Banksy.
if
Imagine
you had
that,
an argument with
Banksy.
your
That
neighbor,
there was
your
a
family
Hold on.
time.
if you had an argument with your neighbor, your family didn't get burned down either, right?
Sorry, say again, Ralph. I couldn't hear you because Hassan was
Forget the
talking.
Bible or blasphemy. I'm saying it wasn't that long ago when neighborhood or neighborly feuds were not sorted out by mob justice, and you just killed your neighbor's family because he insulted you or something.
There you
Even
go.
those things have gone. Yeah, just there's something to be said to the rule of law. But I think Hassan is right. Who is making these laws and who do they benefit? Removing laws is a crazy idea, right? I mean, that's. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, just because this system has been corrupted, it doesn't mean you throw it out wholesale and then and start again.
Yeah, you do.
You can fix the corrupted portions, but the basic, the fundamentals still apply. The fundamentals of having a society of law and order, of representative politicians, and having the rule of law, having a constitution, exactly those principles, those pillars still apply. You can just exactly. They can evolve, they can change. That's why the American Constitution has amendments. You can add to those amendments. This is why societies, people, because you got to realize, the world didn't just appear out of thin air, in the 21st century. It didn't just magically appear like this. We evolved from tribalism, from warlords, from empires, from all of these things, and we came to this point. No. This is social evolution. This is social evolution. There was a time.
Actually, in 800 years through the monarchical system and everything, you can see it in the hysterical homicide rates for all of Europe. All these crazy mob justice people, they were executed over a period of about 800 years to lead to a more peaceful society based on law and order. Just social evolution, right? The nasty, violent ones were calm. They were hanged, right? They were just hanged.
But a lot of them didn't. People like Genghis Khan and Attila the Hun ruled for centuries. Yeah, but what I mean is,
why would you want to deal with them?
What do you mean?
Wait, hold on. You're gonna get someone that's nice, a nice person that you want, like, to be looking after these criminals, because you don't want to live in a cruel society. To go after and look after someone that's so vitally sick that being in his presence makes you repulsed, and then you wonder why when he comes home he wants to beat his wife and his kid. No, just don't do away with him. Do away with it.
The problem is, first of all, but the problem is, these.
To be killed, you dirty bastard.
But it's not that simple. This is the problem. It's the countries that.
Hassan, sorry, I got it. Hassan, I don't think we're not saying we don't believe in like corporal punishment and so on, but we're just talking about due process. So these things have to be investigated because you need to make sure you've got. 100%. But I think what we're thinking of is we're thinking about vigilante justice, where you don't have that due process. You don't have the cases investigated. People just make it. You don't know the qualifications. You don't know who they are. They're making these judgments. Don't you think there needs to be some overview?
That's not a sensible thing. That's not a sensible thing, is it?
You don't think we should have people that can be trusted making these judgments on whether people live or die?
No, there should be a way, like, for example, a very simple system where people's facts can be checked very quickly in regards to the crime that they're being accused of.
But it's not like
for example, if someone was accused of having some altercations with a minor, in regards to a sexual nature. It should be quite a quick, cut and drawn incident. Like,
How do you know? How do you know the truth of the case?
mate, it's very simple.
So
Like,
maybe
just because it
somebody's
goes to a
lying.
DNA test,
Do you
it
think? Do you
doesn't mean
think?
that.
Do you think everybody who's been accused, even with DNA, it's always that clear cut? Sometimes you have, for example, teenagers, 16-year-olds, 17. They do. You know, you don't know. Sometimes things happen. It's not always clear cut like that.
Look.
Sometimes you may listen. Sometimes you have somebody who's 16, and if your age cutoff is 17, the guy is 17. Then there's a problem there. Or you know, if it's something like a 14-year-old and it's a 15-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl.
Okay, so can I interrupt? So if a 14 and
Hold
a
on.
16-year-old were to
Hold on.
disagree,
Let
they should be killed.
Hassan, let Omar land. Go on, Omar.
Do you think they should be killed then? Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Hold on. Let him finish his sentence.
Are you saying, according to your logic, that 15-year-old boy should be killed because
No, I asked you that.
If you can't,
I just interrupted you with that. See, if a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old were doing anything, I knew what he was going to say. If a 14 and a 16-year-old were at it, I really don't give a shit.
Hold on.
No, I know you don't. No.
Now, if a 14-year-old and a 30-year-old, now my interest.
Just want to hear your own.
Now I want to know when this guy's going to be killed.
Yeah,
but a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old, there's that social interaction that where a 14 and a 16-year-old may be experimental with something like that. But with a 35-year-old, there's no experiment there. That's abuse. There's definitely a clear-cut social unfairness in regards to that. I don't care. Me, I would even go to the point of if a 35-year-old was going with an 18-year-old, I'd want his head on the block and all. I'm like, mate, you know what you're doing? You're just raising another fuck girl that society's got to deal with.
So we just have summary justice. That's all that happens. So,
no, believe it or not, people will stop after a while.
We're the best will in the world, even if you have DNA.
We'll just have your society.
You have CCTV cameras and all of that. We come to an instant decision, and then we have instant justice.
Well, this is the thing.
Get terrible mistakes.
Well, this is exactly it, Hassan. You're talking about, in your society. Well, we have societies who have the kind of rule of and justice system that you're talking about. And most of them are called Saudi Arabia, Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Sudan, Somalia. No, America doesn't have that. No, America, Japan, Britain, Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, Denmark, all of these countries have the current system that we have, and they are the best countries in the world to want to live in. People are literally killing themselves. People are swimming across waters to try to live in these societies that you think that are Sicily.
No, like Switzerland.
Exactly. Switzerland, Sweden.
Go try doing a crime on a Swiss and see how far you're going to get with them.
Well, go try and live in.
They don't have mob justice in Switzerland.
Don't try and rob an American.
Switzerland.
Don't try rob an American.
You can't get a passport in.
Why?
You can't get to live in Switzerland.
Again.
Yeah, they don't let you live in Switzerland because they protect their society so much.
That ain't happening.
But it can happen, can't it?
No,
but they're very selective.
Why can't it happen?
Same as Japan. They're incredibly racist and selective about who gets a Japanese. You know, the only way to get a Japanese passport is to marry a Japanese and have a child with that Japanese. That's the only way to get Japanese citizenship. In Japan, of course, in Japan, yeah. Have to be in Japan. It's the only way. They have the strictest laws ever to get a Japanese citizenship. They don't just give it out willy-nilly by any stretch. But the fact is that when you're talking about this so-called mob society, this mob justice. What do you mean?
Switzerland, Japan, America. These are all bad places according to you, yeah?
No, they're the best places to want to live in.
Hold
they
on.
are the places people are dying to get in.
Hold on, but you're talking against it. Or you don't want this place to be like that. Is that what it is?
Magic justice.
No.
A judge can magically.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Try to make the place that you want to live, bro.
Look,
you are government.
Look, right now. Yeah, Hassan, right now you can go and live in countries that have mob justice. Do you know there's a video right now someone posted, which I don't think I can actually play. I don't know if I can actually play it on YouTube because it's terrible. There is a guy walking around with his wife's head in his hand, and this is in Iran. This is in Iran. This is an Iranian. To my shame, this is an Iranian. Is that what you want? Is that justice for you? Is that considered justice?
Banksy, in America, Switzerland, in Japan,
talking about.
again, when I'm producing them kind of, why you keep on going to your shit Iran now?
Because they're the ones who have the kind of justice system you're just talking about. They're the ones who have fucking mob rule.
In Japan, they got that justice system.
No.
In America, they got that justice.
No, they don't. They don't have the justice system that you're talking about. Thank goodness they don't.
They've got a far quicker process than going through their system than we are.
Dude, the very places you're talking, the very justice system you're talking about is enacted in places in the world like Iran, and they're godforsaken hellholes to live in. Nobody wants to live there. Everybody's trying to run away from it. This is the thing. It's not like these places don't exist. You're not talking hypothetical magic places.
Banksy, I get that in your head that you won this one, bro. What I'm trying to say is that the examples that you're using are correct in regards to Iran, Saudi, and those other various what we know as shithole nations. But there's also places where those systems are used. Like, for example, Switzerland. The reason why Switzerland ain't got a massive crime rate is because they will shoot you. It's not that the courts are not effective. You'll get shot there. Like, you're gonna go rape someone's wife while the guy is there and he's got their arm. That's not gonna happen, bro. We're gonna rob off them. That's not gonna happen. That's what you call mob rule. Like, the whole people are in control of their own judicial system. The ones that get away with it, obviously, they go through the bank system and they get it and the court system and they go to court and prison that way. But in general, if you're out there doing bad things, you're gonna get. That's why people are more functional there. And it's the same as Japan. You're saying that the Japanese man, I've seen the Japanese beat fucking people up on the street, bro. And we classify these people civil. Yeah, they are civil. But you piss them off, they're gonna fuck you up. Same again with the Americans.
Look,
yes, I get
everywhere.
Iran, Saudi, I get that. I get that they're not the ones that you want to aspire to.
Now, what you don't realize is you're not actually looking at places like Japan. If you get a bunch of people beat the shit out of someone, they get arrested, they get put in jail. The same in America, the same in any of these countries that you just mentioned. They don't just walk away free. Yes, they do.
Oh, Banksy, guys, listen, there's loads of stand your ground laws that have been established.
Japan has one of the lowest crime rates in the world. It's one of the most orderly countries in the world. If somebody's a criminal, it's not only a dishonor to that person, it's an enormous dishonor to the entire family.
Yeah, we wear as a badge of honor.
Japan is one of the most orderly countries in the world.
Yes.
And you don't want that.
Okay. Oh God!
No, we do, but the Japanese system is based on the British and the American common law system. That's the point.
Yeah.
They don't have mob justice.
No, you're talking to an idiot.
Well, it's just frustrating because you yourself.
You are government. Would you agree? You are government. You are government. Thank you. Are you not government?
That's the
government
worst kind of insult you could give Banksy. I gotta say.
Sorry, is it government or gullible?
Government.
I am government.
Yeah, we all are. This is what I'm saying. You guys, you make your laws that you want to be put into the society you want to live in. Banksy. That's how we live in our society. Now, if you want to hanker on to like things that want to restrict you, like, but we're restricted by these laws. Like we don't know that laws can't be changed. Yeah,
Hassan,
I think
do you realize
laws can be changed.
Hassan, do you realize you're not much different from these really extreme Muslims that believe for
there's a very fine line. There is a very extremely fine line.
That say that
So that's the reason why it resonates in society. These messages.
So
are you under the pretense that it's not?
How are you any different from these Muslims that chop off people's hands and behead people for blasphemy? How are you any different from if you believe you believe in a very similar sort of mindset, an eye for an eye system, like that, and you hate these.
I understand the point that you're trying to get at, but it's what is your option if you want to live a law-abiding way? But how are you going to come to that result where you work and you're able to have safe sanctuary for yourself?
I think, Hassan, what you need to do, you need to live in some of these countries.
Like
Afghanistan, like Iran,
I've been to Turkey. I've been to a few parts of the world.
And you think that their system of laws is better?
Yeah,
than
is the Turkish system better right now under Erdogan?
I've seen the military in certain parts of the nation being put into good effect, but again, it's the aspect on how you get them there. Like, for example, if you were to introduce democracy, like true democracy to Turkey, I don't think it could handle it. But if you were to introduce patriotism to Turkey, which it had, they adapt very well to that. Like, very well.
But they did. Ataturk introduced it very successfully. But the fact is, do you think Erdogan is doing that right now? Is Erdogan doing a good job?
No,
then? Because he's
doing
ruling with an iron fist.
Banksy, can I just say one thing, Banksy, which is, the conversation yesterday with the apostate prophet and stuff. Just mentioning in passing, and I know you don't want to go in detail, but he should have just dropped that conversation. It was going nowhere. It was a shit show from the start. I'm really surprised that apostate prophet sort of went in.
Ned, you don't understand though. He did that on purpose. He wanted to expose Ali Dawah, and his intention wasn't even to debate Ali Dawah. He wanted to show the world what this representation of Islam, how he would behave, and he ruined the reputation of Muslims. There's a lot of angry Muslims out there.
Omar, is it not the case though that's exactly he's not interested in what you or I think. What Ali Dawah is interested in is what his own community thinks, and he probably played really well to his own people.
No, he didn't.
That's the thing. He's saying the Muslims actually are the ones who are actually having a go at him now publicly.
Are they?
Yeah. I've actually got 2 or 3 videos.
Okay, so look on 2 videos, and this is actually quite. Even though you may only find a few videos, it's actually the fact that there's even that reaction is a big deal. So there's two YouTubers, and these are very conservative guys. There's a guy called Sajid Lipam. He's done a video where he criticizes Ali Dawah. There's another one called Gabriel Al-Rahmani. These are very conservative Muslim guys. They've done videos and they really go after Ali Dawah.
Yeah.
Mohammed Hijab. So it has caused a big.
Omar, is it a significant number of people or just a very small minority? Because I sort of got the impression that he was playing to his audience.
Well, the thing is, Sajid Lipam has 127,000 subscribers, so he's considered a relatively reasonably big YouTuber. Certainly has a decent enough audience to take note, and the others are all in there. I mean, I saw a young girl, something philosopher. I forgot her name. She's like a convert to Islam. Milahan. Yeah, she slated Ali Dawah. Fucking hell, crushed it.
On what grounds?
On the fact that he was so embarrassing.
How so?
Well, his antics, the grape eating, the eating of food, and just the way he addressed the questions.
The insults.
Yeah, the ad homs that he threw out all the time.
And there's lots of Muslims out there who are like off on the fence. There's lots of non-Muslims who are thinking about converting, and that's the worst kind of video they wanted to. They've even commented on the comments. If you go on Apostate Prophet's video, there's thousands of comments where you won't see that on Ali Dawah's video because they control the comments.
Yeah, they delete them and they curate the comments on those.
But okay, I mean, I expect that on Apostate Prophet's website page there will be those kind of comments because that's the kind of audience he's got. No, you don't. You haven't looked at it properly. He gets all sorts.
Apostate Prophet doesn't control his comments. So sometimes when Apostate Prophet does videos that don't go well, he gets criticisms from Muslims, he gets criticisms from his own side. But if you look at the number of comments on Apostate Prophet's video, there's thousands. And he's got the same view count as almost the same view as Ali Dawa's video, but there's only 400 comments or 500 comments on Ali Dawa's video because they're only putting propaganda. They only put the comments that are pro Ali Dawa. They do that all the time.
I tried to listen to it and I had to stop after about an hour because I just found it too.
I didn't actually finish it. I didn't finish it either. It was.
But the thing that depressed me the most, and maybe I've got this wrong, if what you say is true, Omar, but the thing that depressed me the most is that I thought he's playing to his base, and that base is lapping this up. They're loving this.
So Christians are loving him.
So that's what his intention was, to play to his base. But one thing, on the surface, it may appear that Muslims are being quiet, but that's because a lot of this is a more cultural thing. Is not to comment publicly on these lay Muslims don't tend to do that, but they tend to, and this whole thing is about this private criticism, not to criticize publicly. Ali Dawah does have fans. There's this volume of internet trolls that always Twitter with him, follow him, but most of these people are like keyboard warriors. They live in their mother's basements. They're only a certain subsection of the Muslim community, and there's a large number who do watch his videos, but they keep quiet or they're non-judgmental. And part of the problem within Islam is because you're not allowed to. There's no critical thinking. There's no it's not good to criticize. There's lots of people who just don't talk, and that means they're more easily able to diverge. Because if you don't have a system which is open to criticism, people will just drift away and walk away. That's what's happening with Islam.
I think also Ali Dawah, that was just not a class act. If you were selling Islam, that was a bad demonstration of the best of Islam, right? That was just like an own goal, right? That's really
that's the thing. He didn't even need. This was an unnecessary own goal. This was like an unnecessary self-own. He could have just debated Apostate Prophet and walked away amicably.
They should have said sabur, hijab, someone who's better read, right?
But they wouldn't have gone on with him, would they? They wouldn't have gone anywhere near him.
By the way, do you guys know the build-up? Do you guys? Yeah, but do you guys? Yeah, do you guys know the build-up to this? Ali Dawah was the one who actually challenged Apostate Prophet to the debate first. And then Apostate Prophet said, fair enough, I'll have a debate with you online and we can have that debate. Ali Dawah said, no, come to London to Speaker's Corner and have a debate with me live in person. Apostate Prophet said, no, I'm not coming to London. I'm not going to come all the way to London to have a debate. Then Ali Dawah said, okay, I'll have a debate with you, but it has to be in person, and I'm going to come to America. So Apostate Prophet then contacted a group called Moderate Debates and said, okay, we can arrange a debate in Los Angeles. And okay, let me let Arundel on. Hello, Arundel. Sorry, let me just finish my sentence and then I'll be with you. Then Apostate Prophet, Ali Dawah, Apostate Prophet told Ali Dawah we can do it in, I think, Los Angeles somewhere. He then said, okay, fine. Then found out, because Ali Dawah is unvaccinated and he's, I suppose, an anti-vaxxer, he can't come into the United States unless he gets vaccinated. So then he's not able to come to the United States to have the debate. Then Ali Dawah sends a message to Apostate Prophet and says, why don't we meet in Mexico and then we can have the debate in Mexico?
This is theatrical, right? You could just go join an online stream and have a debate, because Daniel Hakatuchu does really well.
But Ali Dawah didn't want. Yeah, but Ali Dawah refused that.
He wants if you look at his point of view, he wants the whole theatre.
But it's nonsense.
Landing in LA. Yeah, it's theatre. Right?
The whole thing with wearing the coat, acting all tough, it's all just trying to get. It's all this WWE, this wrestling, trying to get entertainment, trying to get attention.
Yeah, the whole thing was just nonsensically, just stupid. Anyway,
doing his Speaker's Corner thing. Doesn't he do that at Speaker's Corner?
Yeah. The funny thing is, at Speaker's Corner last Sunday, Atheist Steve, if you guys know who that is, he brought some grapes to give to Ali Dawah. There's a video of that up as well.
Tell me you paid them. Tell me you paid them.
I swear, no, he didn't. He didn't take them. Ali Dava wouldn't take them from Steve's hand, but Steve was trying to feed him. He was trying to feed him the grapes.
contrast as well. No one has mentioned the suit and his eating demeanors, right?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a stark contrast, right? He's wearing a fucking Western suit, okay? This is a sign of Western excellency, and he's doing that with a suit on. I mean, come on.
And the shoulder pads on the suits. Sorry, guys, everyone. Erendo has now come out of his bed instead of texting in the text because I just couldn't keep up. He's now going to share.
Never ever say everyone has come out. Don't break my heart, bro.
Finally, he's come out.
He's finally come out of the bed and the closet, and now he's here. But yeah, Erendo, I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch that video you sent me on what's it called on
Tyranny.
But it was
from George's channel.
But it was in Telegram. The problem is stuff on Telegram. I don't know how they're going to go down on YouTube because clearly,
strike every time I play our own shit.
There you go. So that's why I'm not entirely positive I can actually play this. But I'll look at it if I can. Then I'll try and play it later.
Yeah.
But go and tell us about the things you were saying in the text because I'd like to reiterate some of those.
Yeah, well, I've written a lot. Cozy Chat is writing a lot. I wanted to mention that yes, we still have this to some extent. We still have law and order, but what's becoming more and more clear is that the concept of anarcho-tyranny, which is mob justice, is already part of that system. Also to transform that system as well to a new stage, right? So this is why I was linking to that video. When you look at Black Lives Matter, how many people were arrested, how many were freed. The guy, for example, in Waukesha, I think it was, he was released on like $100 bill or something like this for serious crimes, right? So you already have mob justice, and these guys, this guy who killed 6 white people, right, in that what was it, like a Christmas festival or something? He was bailed out by these George Soros NGO guys, right? And yeah, I mean, it's there. When you're talking about mob justice, it's already here. It will increase. The Muslims, for example, they want they don't respect a transgender judge judging them over what's right and what's wrong.
Damn.
And yeah, so this will increase, and I also don't want to be judged by someone who's not of my group or of my belief system. And you would see more and more people solving their problems with in their own communities.
You guys get instincted.
This is the balkanization of the West. So
your belief system, yeah. The ones that believe in fairies, we've got to like make sure that they're protected, right, according to your belief systems.
Yeah, high IQ take, Hassan. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Not law, order, logic, what's going to be good for the society.
I mean, if
go
you
for
would
their
have
beliefs.
listened to me carefully, Hassan, I was making your case. I was defending your kind of.
Yeah, I know, but with your narrative in regards to the beliefs.
All I'm saying is that this phenomena will increase, and when you don't participate in this, right, of having more of a community-based, watching over each other. Instead of trusting,
we don't want nepotism being replaced by justice.
So it's fine when your people are doing this, which you were advocating for like an hour ago.
My people. Who's my people?
But when I do it, then it's some kind of crazy nut, and we should go back trusting the system again, right, Hassan?
Yeah, but you got a group of people, haven't you? You got the people that believe. Yeah, I'm not for that believing group. I just want it to be fair.
And what's fair for you is not
fair for everyone. That's not fair for me. But that you believe in something makes you believe that it's fair. Yeah, when it's not fair at all. Yeah. Like,
Okay,
we
can you
don't want that
define
system.
fair for me? What do you mean with fair?
Well,
What
no,
do you
it's
mean
not.
with
It's not for
justice?
me to define. I
Since
mean,
you're so
everyone's
since
got
you're
to
so
somewhat say
confident
it's
that
fair.
my way of
But when
looking
you
at things
believe,
from
in
what I
certain
consider
things, yeah.
what justice is, you can define for us and transform the justice
All
system
right,
for
can we
us
define
right
that
here and now
hurting children,
in front of
hurting
the World Wide
children,
Web.
hurting children is not acceptable? Can we? Can we?
So do you believe I
Yeah,
believe
no. Do
something
you
else?
believe that hurting children is something that we shouldn't accept? Full stop.
And you think that I
No,
believe
Can you answer me that? You believe that that we shouldn't allow abuse of children? Full stop.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. All right. So, do you believe that rabbis should be able to get away with it, or do you believe that?
No one should get
All right. See, when you believe, then they've got their little caveats in their laws where they exclude them from these crimes, and that's because someone
Did you
just
say
decided
rabbis?
to put the word "believe" in there. And yeah, there are.
not only
Believe it or
rabbis
not,
doing this.
you could do that, and it's like poking little kids' eyes
And do you
eyes
think
out.
that the majority of rabbis are doing such?
I'm not
I
saying
don't.
majorities. I'm saying that if you are one, you got an excuse to do it.
Cool
That's
it
what I am.
down with your
Yeah.
anti-Semitic remarks, my
Yeah.
friend.
Again, because it's you believe in something. Me, I just don't think that anyone should do it. I don't care if you want to call yourself a rabbi or train set or a attack helicopter.
The thing
No,
is, you have these
just
people out
don't.
there, right? You have them in Rotherham,
No, they
for example.
don't. No,
You were talking about
it's
the
not
grooming
against their
gangs, right?
laws.
What will you do? The police is not there, right? No one is there for you.
No,
So you have to
because
form a
it's allowed.
community
Because
who's
you
able
believe.
to defend yourself, right,
But
against
you
these
believe.
kinds of
You
incidents.
believe these people should do this.
No, but I'm saying it's just
But
part
you
of
do.
the reality
Night,
that
night,
the
Mrs.
people
Banksy.
No,
right there,
it's part of
right?
reality
No.
now.
For
There you go.
years they hadn't had the opportunity to make to protect their children, right?
Again,
And
that's what I'm
so
saying.
you find a solution.
So you don't
And
really believe that children
going to the
shouldn't be
police
abused.
hasn't helped them. So the only
Really?
thing that is left is building a strong community that will
No.
defend
Oh.
your
So
women.
you're right, as long as it's not your community that's getting this atrocity. See, again, like that's not what you would call fair. Like
Well,
there
I
would be an
call
example
fair
where
is
it's
I don't
not
think
fair.
Ebron's
the
primary
what they
concern
have
is
is what I
the
call
children
fair.
of Senegal right now.
Guys,
I think.
Again,
what I just want to make a separate comment, and this is just separate to everyone. One thing I hate about Muslims is Islam, not Muslims, it's Islam, is that some Muslims use this rule where because you don't believe in, you're not a believer. So even if you commit a crime such as rape, if it's a believer, then you should have the punishment. But if you're a non-believer, you can walk away, and you because the greatest sin is not believing in one God. So the crime of rape, that's a lesser sin, because the worst sin is not believing in one God. And you know that is actually one of the things I struggled with for a long time. And what the result of that is, for example, if you have, for example, a grooming gang member is Muslim, a lot of them, when they're convicted of the crime, well, to them, because they feel like, well, that's not an ultimate crime, I can still go to heaven. Yeah. And they go to prison. Well, actually, I don't believe in this system.
Yeah,
I don't believe this.
They don't care if they go to prison
because they're going to go to hell.
So you won't even solve the problem when you arrest them all. They will get out. They will do it again because
it's not so much of that. It's more like it doesn't matter. It's like because they don't believe in the same values. They have this get out of they say, okay, I've got this group of brothers and they all believe the same thing. Well, because it's a kafir, it's a non-believer, it's fine. It's fine. I can go, because I'll still get to heaven.
Lesson in group preference, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I hate. That's what I hate, because it's not humane. And
so you don't. I hate
people.
Again,
I hate listen. I hate
justify
hypocrisy.
How
that if you want to believe
you tolerate it as well.
if you want to believe that, go live in a system where, like Afghanistan, where those. But why then live in the UK, which is, and live off the benefits of having, you know, the
Banksy, do you want to tell them?
You know, why do that hypocrisy? That's what pisses me off.
Because he's a spoiled, entitled idiot.
No, because his belief system allows it and promotes it and defends it.
Whose belief system are you talking about?
What you think these, like, for example, the Muslims' house, they haven't got people that defend these people. The Christians have the same solicitors that defend these people. The Jews have the very same. You got these massive corporations, and they have become corporations where you've got to go up against these people because they believe they could do this.
If you see something which is you judge to be abuse, and you can persuade enough people, you can actually get that changed. And that
not
has
if
happened.
there's a belief system that allows that to happen. Because all you're going to do is just chase your tail.
Well, I mean, we've already sort of established that, like 300, 400 years ago, if you burnt a page of, you know, the Bible or something, you would get strung up, you'd get hung. That doesn't happen anymore.
Exactly.
We've evolved.
That's why
evolved.
That's why
it's changed.
I know a lot of people disagree, but that's why I like the secular. It's a horrible word, but the secular system that keeps these in-group preferences out. You know, but so everybody, in a way, I know people aren't physically. There's differences between people, but at least people are legally treated equally in that way. So there's no preference.
That system is based on you or a large enough portion of your group must believe in liberalism and the secular.
Not laws, no. Not laws.
The problem
is, yes, it is. It is laws.
So why does it need to be? Why does it need to be? You just got to stick to laws.
What's happening is the consensus is beginning to break down. So what you're actually seeing is that when the chop occurred in Seattle, very few people were arrested, even though there was rape and murder there, and with a lot of the demonstrations. But when January the 6th happened, people that were involved in that were arrested, and they are still in prison, even though their trial.
There are currently 740 lawsuits from January the 6th,
and they haven't come to trial, and they've been kept in federal prisons ever since.
Honk, 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 honk.
I like what Ned said there. I like what you said there. People are realizing that the consensus has been broken. That's the kind of language after my own heart.
Yeah, I must say, Ned, you were making very good points today or tonight.
Absolutely.
Well, no, I mean it is really concerning. If you look at, I'm really concerned what's happening in Ottawa at the moment. I'm surprised that the Canadians, of all people, are actually sort of taking people, not allowing food to get to the truckers. They're not allowing fuel to get to their trucks. You're talking about temperatures of
the police
20.
are taking them away.
Yeah,
the people are allowing it. The people who are taking it down there with your fake narratives. The people are taking it down there. People are taking food down there. The police and the government are taking it away.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's the problem.
Well, yeah, they're stopping them. Well, the point is that they are stopping them. Okay, they're stopping them from getting the food to the people, getting the food to the people.
Freezing.
Hold on. Look, Hassan, throwing out dickhead and nerd.
But when you're giving a fake narrative as bad as that,
but
it's such a bad. Like the people, look.
If it was somebody I respected,
the people are stopping. People ain't feeding the truckers. The people ain't giving them food when they are. And then when the true story is that the truckers are getting confiscated by the police.
That's not what I'm talking to. That's not what I'm talking to, Hassan. I'm talking to. There's someone on the panel trying to express their opinion, and all you're doing is going, "Dickhead, asshole, fuck him."
Especially on the context.
That's not a point.
Especially on the context of their narrative that the only thing why they shut it all down was to save lives and protect your health and so on, right? And now they are literally asking the truckers to starve and freeze to death, right? So that's
Sorry, I
quite
didn't get that. I
another.
didn't get that, Elron. So could you just say that again?
Yeah, I said especially in the context of the narrative that the West has spun, that they basically these authoritarian measures were only taken to save lives, right, and to protect your health and so on.
Yeah.
And now what they're doing to the Canadian truckers is literally they're trying to starve them, right, and
Oh, yeah.
to freeze them to death, basically.
Oh, and Trudeau today said that people must take the jib jab for freedom. You must be compelled to take the jib jab for freedom.
Yeah, I mean, we are living in
Orwell?
yeah, we are living in Orwell times. I mean, it's amazing to me. I've watched 6 months ago. There was the year of Orwell. I think it was. I don't know which anniversary it was, but the Switzerland mainstream media, that text funded media, they made an episode about his book, right? His famous book, and they projected it on someone like Trump. I mean, this is just amazing. The projection of these people, or I don't know if they are really this. If they have no idea what they are doing is literally Orwell, or what it is with these people. But it was just astonishing. I was sitting in front of my computer watching that video, and I thought, these people can't be serious. I mean, everything they talked about, was completely 180 degrees to the opposite of who's really in charge, who's doing what, and so on, who's creating new words, new speak, and so on, right? I mean, everything.
Well, it's usually rich people that talk about oppression, and it's and about being oppressed. I don't know. There's a clip that's now gone viral of a lady that's a member of a royal family in another country who was educated at Oxford, right? And she was actually sort of lecturing a working class lad on GMTV about how oppressed she was by him.
This is another thing, right? I mean, we know that these progressive leftists have no sympathy. They have only distaste for the working class. But still, there was this lip service to workers of the workers of the world unite and so on. There was still this lip service. They have now completely banned this lip service. Really, they have shown their real face, and that was the positive thing about COVID. I mean, they really revealed who they really are in that crisis, and that is a big opportunity for us.
That's all that's happened. The children have become influencers. The money's just moved into tech, and that's it. Nothing's changed. Nothing's fucking changed, man. Nothing's changed. You guys just talk a lot of the shit about this. What's happened? What you think money's changed places? No. All they've had is they've had their little fucking bastard children that have gone out there, like the Lady Hervey, that's now going around saying, "Oh yeah, Lady Ghislaine was a victim in all of this." It's the same old, mate. It's the same old,
You see it in the political realm. With people are tired of COVID, and I think they're like war weary. War weary. They're tired of this war against COVID, right? And they're turning on their governments out of their frustration. And just about every government across the West is unpopular at the moment. In Australia, there's riots. In America, there's riots. In Canada, there's riots. In the winter.
No, you shouldn't frame it as riots. That would be wrong.
Okay. What would you say? Protest.
Yeah, protests.
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Yeah. But there's this sort of anger that's welling up, and if you actually have a look, there's no alternatives. There's nobody actually to vote for out there. The people are pissed off that Boris Johnson, right, has been having parties and then going out onto in front of the cameras and saying we must all stay apart, right? We must all sort of social distance, and then going back and having 12 parties, right? The Queen's on her own when her husband dies, right? That she's been married to for 60 years. And that night there were 2 parties at 10 Downing Street, right? I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny, right? And the thing is, if people are really pissed off with Boris Johnson, really pissed off with this government. But what's the alternative? The Liberal Democrats, the Labour Party, really?
You have no alternative. What I would say when it comes to America,
I don't know what the alternative is.
I would say that even the majority of the Republicans now have basically switched their narrative and are now supporting the anti-lockdown, anti-mask, anti-mandatory vaccine kind of demands. So at least in America, you have a party you can vote for,
and it's making them very popular.
Yeah, a lot of countries have eased that mandatory vaccine plans, right? Doesn't mean they will find some way to, through a backdoor or something, implement it maybe later or something. But they are cucking already. They are fearful of all these hundreds of thousands of people all around the world really doing and very creative protesting. I mean, the amount of and the ways that they have been doing these things, it was just mind-blowing, and it was very organically. When they, for example, here in Germany, they had very centralized demonstrations with 100,000 people in Berlin or something. Then they crushed basically on the leaders. Now they have these protests all around at the same time, like hundreds of protests at the same time with 5,000 to 6,000 people, and the system can't deal with all of these different locations happening at the same time protesting. So they are cucking already, and that's a good sign. But it's not just about COVID. COVID was just a tool for greater agenda, so to say. It was to accelerate their plans, and that is what needs to be being told to people, that even if you are successful in fighting these mandatory vaccines, you still have to be on the streets for these other things they want to implement, like this digital ID system. I mean, the complete agenda 2030 and the Great Reset is really what they should be protesting right now on the streets, because we have.
Do you remember when you made the first video, Elron, when we were trying to tell people about the shit? And now it's like, it's real, right?
It's real.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are speaking about it. The only little critique I have at the moment with the protests is that they have cucked to these global homo narrative. They accuse them of being racist, for example, the truckers, and of being fascist and so on. And they have basically cucked to the narrative of
nothing that's fascist.
Yeah, it was really what it was.
They've not done anything that's racist, as far as I'm aware.
No, but they have cucked insofar as, and I blame also the alternative media to some extent. They have basically said, no, we are not racist and so on, and that's it's already like admitting that there's something there. No one will believe you if you even address this accusation.
Yeah,
then they put forward the few minority groups that were there, giving them airtime to show that they are not racist and so on. That is already cucking to this
to the system,
to this accusation and to the system, right?
Yeah.
And so when they do this, when they push these people forward, they are actually saying they're actually make it about race. Then
well, this is the thing Joe Rogan said when he did his apology for his when they clipped all his N-word compilation, was that if you have to say I'm not racist, that means you already effed up, and that you are actually racist, or you did something that was racist. Now that to me is completely wrong, but he is right in the sense that if you have to come and say I'm not racist, we're not racist, then exactly what you're saying, Arundel, is that they've already capitulated, or they've already actually passively accepted that they did something wrong, that they have to now clarify that they're not. Whilst really what they should say is, this accusation of us being racist is incredibly offensive, it is incredibly disrespectful, and we outright reject any of this. This is a smear merchants. You guys are just a bunch of smear merchants. They should actually start attacking the very mainstream media that laid this accusation upon them, and also Trudeau that laid this. They should become outraged because of it, and they should actually start verbally, obviously, attacking back, and never apologize, never even admit or even bring the words "I'm not racist" or "We're not
Trump
racist."
did that.
Just simply
Trump did
say,
that.
just simply say this is outrageous, this is a smear, this is libelous or a slander, and we absolutely reject any of these notions, and we will not apologize or capitulate to anything that is. It's like calling me a pedophile, or it's like calling me a.
The only response really is saying you are just anti-white, and then these people are on the defense. I don't see any other way.
I don't think you can say anti-white. That is bad optics. The word anti-white and all that. That's just pure old right.
Optics, but it really is.
No. What they should. No, it is. It may be in reality. No. Let me
tell you this. What to do is right is when you look at, even in Canada, when you look at these protests, it's 97 to 99% white. It's just a fact. But when you then push forward these minorities that are also there, right, you are basically apologizing for this demonstration being white. You can say we have no problem when other ethnic groups come to this protest. And in fact, we are embracing it, but we will not apologize for us being white, because this is the real accusation. You have to apologize for being white there. That is the accusation there. And and there's no other way to counter this accusation than to turn it around and let them say how they are not anti-white. This is the only thing.
Yeah. They won't, Aaron, they won't say they're anti-white, they'll say they're anti-racist.
Yeah, but one thing I will say is, instead of saying this is anti-white, is to turn that against them and say, no, this is anti-freedom. Because they've been marching on the freedom aspect the whole time.
Correct.
So to say you're
marching on ethnicity,
exactly,
the movement has been marching on freedom as liberals in the sense.
Exactly.
People by the left, right, and middle. I've been to enough protests now, even in Berlin, left, right, and middle together marching on a populist.
Exactly.
As soon as you go to ethnicity, you go to the left, then you dissolve the protest.
Exactly. Sorry, guys.
The problem with the freedom thing is the game is already over in this stage of the battle, because they're already preparing all the post-reset narratives for us now.
So guys,
I know you're just finishing. But if you get a chance, have a look at Professor Matthew Harris. Have a look at that.
Matthew Harris.
He's a professor, an ex.
Sorry, Ned. Ned, you broke up. You broke up. We missed what you said. Ned, say it again.
Okay. Professor Matthew Harris, ex-professor at UCLA, right? He actually supervised postdoctoral doctorates. Okay, so he was a doctor himself. He was the highest, and he's written a whole manifesto, right? And he had a whole load of videos on YouTube. They've all been taken down. And he's been taken off of YouTube. His account's been he's been arrested, right? And I think he's lost his job. But
wait a minute, is he the one who did the whole thing about having sex with children or something?
I won't say a word. No, it's not that. It's not that. But he's got a 800-word manifesto.
Yeah, that's right. I've seen him. He's the one who's talking about adult children. No, it's nothing about that.
I don't know about the adult children, but I mean, he is.
Oh, maybe it's
what's happening now on social media. People are actually reading snippets of it. They're having to change the words because the words just don't pull any punch. All I'm saying is, I know you want to go to bed. All I'm saying is that just check that out, because it'll actually the few hairs that you still have on your head will fall out.
How dare you, sir?
You think you're unshockable. You think you're unshockable. Ralph, you think you're unshockable, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, I think.
I bet you that you will be shocked.
I'm pretty sure this is the same guy that they did What's it called?
There's one word that's been used, one particular word. I won't say what it is, but it's been used 10,945 times.
Come on, give me a hint. Give me a hint.
No, I won't. No, but anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
Wait a minute. Is this a African American guy?
I'm not saying anything more. Just check it
Yeah,
out.
it is. It is African American. I can see some African American guy being arrested by actually what looks like military. Not. Am I wrong?
Well done, Ned. Down your signs.
If you delve into this,
The expression African American always intrigues me.
No. It couldn't be him. No, I think Reddit Matthew Harris UCLA YouTube.
What's an African German?
I think you'll find that is the gentleman.
Matthew Harris Reddit Matthew Harris UCLA YouTube video manifesto with racist misogynist remarks. I take it that's the one you're talking about, right?
It's unbelievable.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting the right person here, because I thought there was another philosophy professor. No, because recently I've seen a philosophy professor who is basically writing, I don't know whether it's a manifesto, but he's written something about adult people having sex with children and how it's not necessarily immoral.
I don't know about
and I'm like, what the hell is this idiot talking about?
Matthew Harris.
Matthew Harris UCLA video. I'm seeing reports about him, but I can't find the original video.
I think it's all been taken down, but it's out.
It says students say UCLA instructors' odd behavior began long before theater of threats of mass violence. Oh, okay. This guy's been he's been arrested. He's been arrested by the police. Let me put this in the side chat, and also I'll put it in the main text as well, so everyone can go ahead and look at this and research this individual. But yeah, I guess this guy is different. He's like some kind of guy who's gone nuts with racism.
I think you'll find that this is exactly the same guy.
Yeah, no, I mean different to the one that I was thinking.
I don't know about the child thing.
That was.
I'm thinking of the "it's all so tiresome" meme, right?
Bloody hell, man, this is insane.
It's also tiresome meme is a good meme.
It's also tired.
I diverted you.
Bloody hell. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. If everybody wants to have a minute, do you guys want to have a minute to wrap up your final thoughts?
It's been great talking to Ralph. It's been great talking to you, Banksy. It's been great talking to you, El Rondo, and it's actually also been illuminating talking to you, Hassan.
Ralph?
What can I say? It's another day. It's multicultural paradise, except I'm living in the safety of Charlottenburg, where it's actually very nice. So I'm going to remain here.
Awesome. Hassan? Thank you, guys. Hassan?
Except no excuse reason for child abuse. It needs to stop. And generally have a lovely day. Banksy, love you.
Love you, man.
The whole crew, Ned, Erendor, Ralph. Thanks a lot, and of course, without the fans, it means fuck all. Big up.
Take care. Love you, Erendor.
Thanks for having me. Even though I, stepped out of my bed for it, but watch the video I sent to you. It is mostly subtitled, so I think it will be okay. I just want to make the point that we are already living in a mob-like system, so it's part of the ruling structure.
Yeah, I actually saw the video, and I'm gonna play it in tomorrow's stream then, because I said tonight it got a little bit, and I gotta organize some just how to play the video on the stream. But I think it's okay. It should be safe to play. But I'll keep it for tomorrow. Thank you everyone for coming. You guys have been all awesome. I'm sorry, John or Hopsky. I can't let you on because I'm about to finish the show. So thank you everyone for coming.
Good night, everyone.
Love you all. It's been awesome. Let's pick it up again tomorrow if you guys are about. We'll do a panel then. Have a good one. Thank you for coming out of your bed, Erendor. You're the man.
No problem.
Made the effort. Have a good night. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are done for another one. I'll be honest, this one's a very impromptu one. This one, I wasn't planning on it being anything specific, but Thank you for everyone for coming, and that's it. That's all we have to say for tonight's little event. I will call it a night. I don't know how to end it. To be honest, I was looking for like a piece of music to end it with. Let me see. Let's end it on this.